puckered out. I'm aching. My body hurts.
You're an older gentleman.
I am an older gentleman.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I feel really happy and good and just want to smile at everyone.
I can't even tell you got them whitened.
Everyone else has been saying how pearly and how fucking bright they look.
They're just trying to suck up.
People don't even know me.
Nobody's saying that.
People don't even know me. They're like, Jesus Christ, what is your face? There's light coming out of it.
You got your teeth whitened yesterday? Mm-hmm. Why, you think you're going to get more showbiz attention with that pearly white smile?
That's right, yeah.
I think so.
I want to get some veneers.
Yeah, you should. You should get bigger teeth.
Bigger. My teeth is I want big veneers.
Yeah, I think
big white veneers.
I think it would look really good.
Yeah, I want it to look like notebook paper.
Yeah. You should get big white veneers, and then maybe over break you could get like a facelift, and we'll all pretend we don't notice.
I like that. Or maybe I'll also do my hair blonde.
But leave it. Not for a day. Going forward.
Yeah. It's the new Jim Norton.
Yeah, and people, you'll come back looking soul patch, not a full goatee.
That'd be cool, dude.
Just
grow facial hair just for the fun of it.
Just a soul patch.
Yeah, soul patch.
Because that's young. You know what I mean? That's
hip.
That's hip.
I'm deciding on an earring style.
Ooh. Double earring, I think.
One in each?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just a couple of, maybe go to Steven Singer, get a couple of those Anita Diamond studs and put one in each ear.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, coming back a new Jim Norton, people, you come back looking 20, 30 years younger.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah, people go, oh, what's this, a grad school student? Like.
Yeah. All right, I'm thinking of doing that.
I think it's a really good idea.
Getting some tight leg pants.
Definitely.
That are like cut above the ankle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, with like some high waters.
And crazy socks.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
It's the new me.
You should move to Brooklyn.
I'm already looking. Already looking.
That's right. And then as soon as you move, just come in going, hey, where Brooklyn at?
I hate people's pride about being from Brooklyn.
I know you do, but I don't know why. People should be prideful of where they come from.
No, they shouldn't.
You come in here talking about Edison every other day.
This is not pride.
Oh.
I use mouthwash right after. Hate people's Brooklyn pride.
Why?
That's fucking irritating. Shut up.
It's cool to be from Brooklyn.
Hey, Brooklyn, I heard you. Good, you got it.
Do the right thing?
I love the movie.
Fabulous.
I like Brooklyn.
Where Brooklyn at?
Below Queens.
Oh, okay.
I just hate everybody.
Well, that answers that.
I just hate everybody's fucking acting. They think that like they're the real ones. They're from, you're from Brooklyn. This guy's a real guy.
You know what? You're insecure.
He's interesting.
You're insecure because of your penthouse Manhattan life. You've lost touch with the people.
I look down on the scum in Brooklyn, Queens, and East Manhattan.
Yeah, you're definitely a Manhattan snob.
You
Yes,
are
I
a
am.
Manhattan snob.
No, I don't have pride of being from Manhattan. No, because I'm not from Manhattan. I'm from Jersey. I don't have any. I like Brooklyn. I just don't like people who they think that they're so interesting because they're from Brooklyn. You're not. Just another borough.
Yeah, they do think they're interesting.
They think that they have this story in coming out of their pores because they are Brooklyn. Who gives a fuck?
They got big beards. But they got all kinds of...
I don't even just mean hipsters. I mean like Italian guys, black guys. Anyone who's from Brooklyn has a fucking this built-in, undeserved pride about being from Brooklyn.
Look, it's up to the people and how they take that. Everybody can have pride. I have the same level of pride about being from Westchester. It's just
exactly, and you're delusional.
Nobody takes me seriously.
Right, we shouldn't.
For some reason, when they say Brooklyn, everybody takes them seriously.
Maybe, yeah. People
right?
do.
They think Brooklyn is a cultural mecca. But we got all that culture in Westchester, by the way. You don't think so?
No. As far as boroughs go, it's definitely cooler than Queens, and it's way cooler than Staten Island.
No, it's not.
Than Staten Island?
Oh,
Staten
come
Island
on.
people are much tougher. They live with garbage.
You talking about Travis?
That's true.
Yeah.
He's the walking, living embodiment of everything that is Staten Island.
Staten Island is not cool, and Queens is basically Long Island.
That's where the mobsters go. They live in Staten Island. They pretend that Brooklyn's a great place, and then they go home to fucking Staten Island on Toad Hill Road.
They don't go home to Staten Island.
Yes, they do. That's where a lot of the mob guys live.
Staten Island.
Toad Hill Road. Yeah, a lot of mob guys live in Staten Island. They go to Brooklyn just to...
Because it's cooler.
Capitalize on that silliness.
Oh, I see. The fact that they're leaving their boroughs to go to Brooklyn is a credit to Brooklyn. Not
no,
to
it
any
means
other
that their borough is a place where they want to live and where they want to be and
it's
where
probably
they're from.
cheaper because it's garbage.
No,
it's a big dump, Staten Island.
It is.
Tell that to those guys. I wouldn't call a mob guy's hometown a dump.
All right, well, I would call Staten Island a dump. I don't know anything about any mob guys, but I would call Staten
They go
Island
to Brooklyn.
a dump.
Brooklyn has some good pizza. I guess.
Brooklyn has many good things. They got good pizza and ice cream and barbers and.
I don't
Well,
know
actually,
the best.
technically, Westchester has the best pizza, but
Roberta's.
they got good chicken in Brooklyn. They got good everything in Brooklyn.
I'm just sick of Brooklyn.
And what borough is better than Brooklyn? Okay, you could be sick of Brooklyn.
Manhattan.
No, it isn't.
It's better than Brooklyn.
I agree.
Come on.
I guess
It's a
here's-
financial capital. Everything is here. There's no museums in Brooklyn. I know someone's going to call up, hey, there is.
Here's the problem.
So what?
Manhattan does not have a lot of culture, except in certain parts. And the bad parts of Manhattan cancel out the good parts of Manhattan. Because people don't think of like the Lower East Side, for instance, which is a cool part of Manhattan, but a lot of that gets canceled out by the fact that Times Square is the lamest place in the world.
But who says Lower East Side is cool? People who live there. I've
You don't think the Lower where?
It's fine.
Lower East Side was awesome.
It's okay, yeah. I have nothing against it.
So where's cool?
I like the Village. I like Midtown. I like
You like
Midtown.
Midtown?
Upper West Side, yes.
Oh my!
Midtown?
Upper
Good
West
restaurants.
Side. You really
What,
are.
Bubba Gump?
You are just a
No,
highfalutin.
not that much Midtown. I mean, like,
Midtown.
I like Upper West Side. I like restaurants.
You know, Brooklyn is no Midtown Manhattan.
That's right, it's not.
Midtown is one of the worst areas in the
No,
world.
it's not. It's a great
It
place.
sucks.
Kidding me? It's all fucking. It's what people think of when they think of New York.
I know that's the problem.
But that's the beauty of it. That's what it is.
Midtown
I
Manhattan.
love Midtown
Brooklyn
Manhattan.
sucks. It's all about Midtown.
Yeah.
Brooklyn doesn't suck. I like Brooklyn. I'm sick of people's pride about being from Brooklyn, like they're just like interesting is ingrained in them.
You said Midtown's better than Brooklyn.
I prefer it. I just better. I do. I'd much rather be in Midtown Manhattan than Brooklyn.
That's nuts.
100%.
What do you do in Midtown?
Restaurants, mostly just places to eat and restaurants. And I work here.
I'm sure they got a Morton's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably do.
Peter Luger's.
What
I
restaurant?
hear that's overrated. I've never eaten there.
It's pretty good.
I want to eat there once, but they don't take credit cards.
Yeah, stupid.
Ugh,
They take the Peter Luger card.
it's great. I'll get one.
New York Times killed them.
Peter
Oh,
Luger. Yeah, but that's just
also
that's just to
annoying.
do a thing.
That's just some guy being a dick.
Yeah.
Just so people go, oh, he didn't like the steak.
Yeah,
I
they-
also think I do think it's been on a downward trend for a while now.
Yeah,
so
but-
it might not be as
How
far
many times have you
removed
eaten
from-
there?
I've never eaten there, but I've read that it has been on a downward
Oh my
trend for a while.
God! Maybe there's insight of.
Not just from him, just in general.
You think Travis frequents the restaurant sections of the newspaper?
Yeah, here's what Travis does.
He's just got his copy of the Sunday Time going, what are the restaurant reviews?
They're on a downward trend. I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah.
But for a restaurant that is so overpriced like that,
I'm sure if you ask Travis, all the great steakhouses are in Staten Island.
Yeah.
well, there's Ruth's Chris.
I hate that name.
So do I. It's the worst.
It's the Ruth's Chris. What a shit name.
Ruth's Chris.
And it's not that good.
It's average.
Yeah.
Average. Stupid Keith Robinson prefers it to Morton's. I'm like, you're a fool. You should have your mouth removed. Your taste buds are broken.
It's one step up from Outback.
Yeah, it's fine. Ruth's Chris is
Do they got
fine.
bloomin' onion at Ruth's Chris?
No, that's the thing. They don't
Then
even have
fuck
bloomin'
it.
onion.
Fuck
They're
it,
not
yeah.
terrible.
No, it's not terrible, but it's fine.
Do they give you free honey wheat bread at the beginning of the meal?
No.
Okay, then forget it. I'm going to Outback.
But you go to a Morton's, that's like having your fucking dick sucked by a steak.
Ooh.
I mean, I've never had my dick sucked by a steak, so
Sure
I
you
can't.
have. You eaten at Morton's?
Yeah, but I usually get the chicken
Christopher.
Chicken Christopher.
That's how bad of an eater Sam is. I know what he eats.
It's because we frequent each other's company.
And it's the same shit.
What, Chicken Christopher?
No, you just eat the same dumb shit.
As opposed to what? Fucking shrimp cocktail over here?
Ah, gentlemen's.
I think Jim's pretty cultured with his food.
He eats a shrimp cocktail and a steak. He goes to Morton's. He's like, oh, you know what's better than any place in Brooklyn? This chain steakhouse, Morton's.
I do like Morton steak. I'll take a Morton steak about almost any steak. I mean, there might be a place. I've eaten at Keen's. I've eaten at most of them.
Yeah.
Del Frisco's is very good.
You're talking about cultured Jim Norton who thinks Midtown Manhattan is better than Brooklyn or the Lower East Side?
Yes. No, I don't say they're better. I enjoy it more. I didn't say they're better. I would rather be in Midtown in a restaurant than
Restaurant.
Restaurant. You're correct. Because I spend more time here. I work here. My gym is a little bit above Midtown. I used to live on 70th. I mean, this is where I spent a lot of time here.
I'm in Midtown every day, too. That's how I know it sucks.
70th Midtown? Isn't that uptown?
No, I said upper. I said it's a little above. It's not very far uptown, but it is.
Technically Uptown Funk
Yeah.
in Midtown.
Upper West.
Gonna give it to you.
Yeah.
I like where I live. It's a little far from the subway, but hey, look, I'm just
You're
saying.
in a great area.
Yeah, I'm just saying Brooklyn. I'm a little sick and tired of people raving about being from there.
Look, once you head up to the penthouse, it's hard to come back down. I get it.
They have penthouses in Brooklyn. I looked at Brooklyn. I was tempted to move to Dumbo or
That's right.
what's it called?
Dumbo.
You got it.
It is, right?
Dumbo, yeah.
Mike doesn't use an inside voice all the time.
Hey, let's go to Jennifer and Rockaway.
Jay-Z said he could have bought a building in Dumbo for $2 million. And that same building is worth $10 million. And you know how he feels now? Dumbo.
Oh shit, this bitch got a dick.
Jennifer and Rockaway. What's up, Jennifer?
Hey guys, good morning. So I'm currently driving into Brooklyn. I live in the Rockaways, and the worst kind of Brooklyn pride are the people that moved to Brooklyn. That
Yep.
gentrified Brooklyn drives me nuts. They're like,
Okay, that
"I live
is-
from Brooklyn." It's like, dude, you're from New Hampshire. I don't know what you think you're saying.
That is awful. When they gentrified Brooklyn and they cleaned it up, and then people with money started moving in and having like Brooklyn pride, like them and Biggie Smalls were raised
Yeah.
together. Like it's not the same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, you're not from the
it's not the
streets of
same
Brooklyn.
thing.
Yeah, and there's nothing great about the Belt Parkway, so I don't know what they're bragging
Belt Parkway
about.
sucks.
Yep, I'm on it now. Have a good day, guys.
Goodbye.
Thank
It's an
you, Jennifer.
Awful, awful road.
But people don't really drive in Brooklyn.
Yes, they do.
Once you live in Brooklyn, you hang out in Brooklyn. You take the train.
Ride a bicycle.
Ride a
West Shore
bicycle.
what was she? Is the fucking base? What's the road she said?
Belt Parkway?
Belt Parkway. Yeah, that's the fucking.
the
How many
worst.
hours I've sat on that cocksucker road going to Long Island when I lived in Jersey?
But is that Brooklyn's fault or Long Island's
It's
fault?
Brooklyn's fault. It's in Brooklyn.
Corey in Rockland.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
The best steakhouse is Smith and Walensky's. You can't
Yeah.
beat that. It's
They're
better than
okay.
getting your dick sucked by a steak. It's
I've
like
been to
getting
Smith and
spit
Walensky, and it is in Midtown.
It's okay.
And I think I did get the chicken. Thank you,
I mean,
Corey.
it checks 2 of the boxes for Jim.
I keep
What, steak and Midtown?
No, I don't love Peter. I'm sorry, Smith and Walensky, because they're open late, so I like them. There's one on 3rd Avenue, which will serve like full meals until like 12 or 1 o'clock. Like they're that's
But it's
what-
not a chain.
Yeah, it is.
How many do they have?
Smith and
There's a
Walensky, there's
few.
quite a
Yeah.
few.
Oh, did they open a
yeah,
bunch?
there's a bunch of different states.
Mm.
I don't
It
mind a
started
chain
here,
if
though,
it's,
right?
if it's good.
Like that's the original.
if
that
a
I'm
chain
thinking
is
of.
good, I'll like Morton's is I think it started Chicago.
I'm more of a Tad's guy.
You like Tad's Steakhouse?
I've never had a Tad's.
Yeah,
It's like
Tad's.
$10 steak.
Tad's is a good steakhouse,
Yeah.
and it's named after a guy named Tad who had a son named Bort.
Yeah, it's classic.
Is that from the show?
No, Tad's Steakhouse.
Oh, it's real?
That's a real. Oh yeah, you've never been to Tad's before?
No.
There's one a block away.
Yeah,
Are they good?
Tad's Steakhouse. It's like I just said, it's like a $10 steak.
it's basically Applebee's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't
no.
the Tad Steakhouse in that same like complex as KFC and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's KFC Nathan's Tad's.
And then right around the corner is TGI Friday.
Yeah.
that's perfect.
I love
All-
TGI Fridays.
Why?
you do.
Love it. That fucking artichoke and spinach dip.
It's good.
You love
Is-
TGI Fridays.
Love it.
Okay.
I haven't eaten there in years. I love it.
Well, they have one here right in
know,
Midtown. It's
I
probably
know.
your favorite one.
No, I don't think I've ever eaten at that one. Usually
Oh.
that's on the road. You eat there at 1 o'clock in the morning when there's
Yeah.
nothing.
Look, I love TGI Fridays too, but I've always been criticized for my
Artichoke and spinach dip.
choices in chain restaurants. You have never. Every time I talk about loving Chili's and Applebee's and all those places, you look at me like I'm a crazy person, and then you come at me with some TGI Fridays stuff.
It's amazing.
How come you've never told Jim Florentine when he's in here that you like TGI Fridays?
I'm sure I would tell Jim. I would tell Jim anything I would tell you. I would tell Jim.
You probably would.
Loaded potatoes. Those are banging.
That TGI Fridays?
That's right.
Oh, okay. Now
I don't
everybody's
know
on
what
board.
those are.
Cody in West Virginia.
Hey, boys, first time, long time. Wanted to tell you, Sam, I believe that bread at Outback is pumpernickel, not honey wheat.
I just love that you've been listening for so long and never called in. And you're like, you know what?
Well-
I got to call in because I'm pretty sure that's pumpernickel bread. And I don't think it's pumpernickel because there's honey in it. It looks like pumpernickel because it's dark. I don't think it's pumpernickel. It's honey.
Well, they put the honey and butter also. When you get a baked sweet potato, you get honey butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon with it. I mean, Outback is pretty much top-notch around here.
You're probably right. Thank you, Cody. Yeah, West Virginia got some good restaurants too. Outbacks, whatever you need. Outback Steakhouse, honey wheat, Bushman bread. Honey wheat. Yeah, of course.
You're right.
Because there's wheat and honey. You could taste it. Pumpernickel doesn't taste like honey. It's not sweet
no,
at all.
it doesn't.
I wouldn't be a treat at all. The waiter was like, "Would you like some pumpernickel bread before I bring out your?"
I would say
bloomin'
yes.
onion?"
I enjoy a good piece of pumpernickel.
I wouldn't want the pumpernickel. I go, "What happened to the honey wheat?" They go, "Yeah, we decided to forego it for pumpernickel. No thanks." Alex in Baltimore. What's up, Alex?
Hey, Jim. Hey, Sam. How you guys doing?
Good.
Hello, Alex.
Love the show. Hey, the best steakhouse has got to be Texas Roadhouse. You can walk in, you can pick your steak out of the glass thing, and then you get peanuts and you just throw the shells on the ground. Oh, it's wonderful. Got shit steak, but you know.
But the environment is right.
You sound like Ralph Sutton.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got that deep bass
You sound
voice.
a lot like Ralph Sutton when he talks. Yeah.
Thank you, Alex.
Thanks, man.
Have you ever been to a Texas Roadhouse, Jim?
I don't know. I don't think so. On the road with Kenny, I ate in so many places, but I doubt it. We would like a gentleman's accommodations,
I'll tell you this.
a gentleman's dining experience.
When I'm on the road and I see the bright yellow light of a Denny's, I get pretty excited.
I love Denny's too. I won't eat there, but they taste amazing.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love going in there at 1 a.m? It's so good.
Last time I was in Las Vegas, I was walking around the strip. I was exhausted. It wasn't even that late. I was like, you know what? The Las Vegas Denny's is going to be my spot for the evening.
Out of all the places in Vegas.
Yeah, it's kind of
Denny's.
silly.
Yeah.
I probably found something else.
I was like, I don't want to wait. I want to know exactly what I'm getting. It was perfect. Perfect.
Oh, Jim.
Did you pass a little gas?
He said Denny's. That's what happens.
David in Boston. What's up, David?
Yeah, I hear Jim, man, same page. I grew up in Southie. We get all these yuppies moving in the neighborhood. They want to rep Southie like they grew up there with, they're all these tough guys now. They just came from their colleges with their mommy and daddy's money. And
Yeah, and they saw The Departed.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
saw like Goodwill Hunting or whatever. It's the
their
same.
buddy was in The Departed. Their
Yeah.
cousin was in it.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, exactly.
Oh, Jim. What? That's bad.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Thank you, David.
By the way, I was speaking of The Departed. I went on a Jack Nicholson photo run last night.
The Departed, more like the Who farted. It stinks in here.
What's her name? Megan Aran. I can't ever say her name right. She's so goddamn funny.
Who?
On Twitter.
I know who you're talking about. She's very funny.
And
Megan on Twitter. Who's
Megan
she talking about?
Raymond or Raymond.
She did an Emmy for Megan.
Yeah, she's very good.
She's really funny.
She tweeted some. She said, "Whoever denied it, supplied it, also works for the Holocaust." She's really funny, man. But I was on a Jack Nicholson. Departed. I was on a Jack Nicholson photo run, looking at pictures of Nicholson and how big he's gotten. I love Fat Jack.
He's heavy set.
I love him.
Yeah, I was looking at a photo. The New York Post had like a montage or whatever of photos of celebrities at basketball games over the years. And I saw a photo of youngish Jack Nicholson, probably like 50-year-old Jack Nicholson, hanging out with Dennis Hopper at a Lakers game. And just looking at how much different he looks now.
What do you think that was like in the 80s?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it was probably sometime around Batman-ish.
Yeah, that's not young Nicholson. That's way older Nicholson. That's like
50s-ish, I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how old he is. He's 82.
That's what I mean. Like Nicholson at 50 is way younger than Nicholson today.
Yeah, 32 years, 82 years old. But I don't mind him big and fat. He's still Jack.
Yeah, I mean, you want to know that you could live that life. You want Jack Nicholson at this age to be big and fat.
Yeah, because this is what he does.
He's living high on the hog.
I was just reading about him and his parties. I just went on a Nicholson, just reading about Nicholson last night. I don't know why. You just get caught in a loop somewhere. Looking at Fat Jack pictures. I was out of my mind happy.
You want to believe that if you've lived the life that Jack Nicholson has lived, look at those titties. If you've lived the life that Jack Nicholson has lived, and you're as good as he is at what he does, that you will be able to get old and just enjoy yourself. You're not. Wow. It's comforting to know that Jack Nicholson is not trying to impress anybody
Eating
anymore.
a big subs. Do you think he cares?
No. He's got a whole bunch of models on his boat. He just takes his tits out. He doesn't care.
He rarely goes out anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't, right?
No. I think the last photo of him was from January at a Lakers game. And he's still, I mean, he looks like old Jack Nicholson, but I think he's old.
Yeah.
There was an article yesterday, I think, in the Hollywood Reporter
Mhm.
with an interview with his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Who looks like him when he was young.
Looks just like him. And I mean, he said, Oh yeah, he's 100% fine, but that's what he's gonna say.
Yeah. I wonder if
He's just
Jack's
old.
I wonder if Jack's bashful.
Because he was supposed to come out of retirement and do a movie like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they just canceled the movie.
The last
That
time
sucks.
he did a movie was 2010.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he won't come back.
I wonder if he comes back and does something small. I mean, then again, Gene Hackman never did. Is he still alive?
Gene Hackman's alive, and he's done.
He retired.
I think Jack's done.
You just want Jack Nicholson to be alive forever.
Yeah. I don't want to be alive without Jack Nicholson.
I
here.
know. You don't want Jack Nicholson to get too old, do you?
No. How old is Gene Hackman? These guys are going to die. I mean, who knows? He might have 18 years left. Kirk Douglas is 103. But then again, he's really small.
And he looks really good, too.
Well, it's like Baby Yoda.
Gene Hackman is 89 years old.
Wow.
Robert Duvall is 88. Clint Eastwood, though, is 89, and he's still making movies that
I thought
nobody's
Clint Eastwood
going to
was
see.
in his 90s.
Carl Reiner's still alive. Mel Brooks is still alive.
I thought Clint Eastwood was 93. Am I crazy?
It says 89.
He's not 93.
He's 89. It says right there.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
89 years old. The studio's going to him. Clint, nobody's going to see your movie. Yeah, I'm 89. Don't waste my time with that nonsense. I'll make as many movies as I want. Thank you very much.
Yeah, people just don't care about the...
Richard Jewell.
No, they don't care about the story. I guess it's not interesting enough to sell a movie. Oh, and the fat security guard. Look, it's a good story, but I don't think it's big enough for a movie where people care enough at this point.
Plus, he still looks like he did in the Tanya Harding movie with the mustache and everything. And so when I saw the trailer for the very first time, I was like, oh, is he playing like a total idiot again? And
He
then
was
I was
so good in that movie.
yeah, he was so great
Yep.
in it. I wanted him to play that character again. Jeff Galooly's friend / terrible bodyguard.
Yeah. I just don't think people are interested. No one wants to rush out with their date and see the Richard Jewell story.
Most people don't remember the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's called Richard Jewell.
Nobody knows who Richard Jewell is.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And there's so many options.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to see Jumanji.
I didn't bomb nobody. That'd be a much better title. Garbage bomber not.
Yeah, I mean, when you got Jumanji, everybody remembers Jumanji.
Yeah.
The Rock and Kevin Hart and Danny DeVito and Danny Glover and that one Jonas.
Is he in it?
One of the Jonases in it. Yeah,
I haven't seen the first one even with The Rock.
I watched part of the first one because everybody was like, "Oh, it's actually really good." And I turned on. I was like, I can't watch this. This isn't for me. I'm sure that people enjoyed it, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
I won't see this Jumanji. But a lot of people are enjoying it. You know what? A lot of people did not enjoy the new Star Wars movie.
Oh, good.
A lot of people were throwing a hashtag. What's his name?
Luke Skywalker.
No, the direct J.J. Abrams. A hashtag.
Oh, did J.J. Abrams direct it?
Yes,
Oh.
and there was a hashtag J.J. Abrams is over party on Twitter.
You know what? I have more faith in him than I do in Star Wars fans. I bet it's good.
Yeah, it's getting mixed reactions.
Very mixed.
I've stayed away from reading most of it.
What
you don't
don't
want
people like
spoilers.
about it?
Yeah, because I don't want spoilers. I'm going to see it tomorrow night.
They don't like that it was changed again.
I think there's a lot of fan service in this movie, which can be a good thing. But
What's that mean?
doing things just to please the audience.
Oh, yuck.
Right. And it's so funny, like the finicky Star Wars fans, because the first movie in this new trilogy was basically all fan service, and it was generally that first movie was the one that had the least people shitting on it.
Most very
What's
well
the-
received.
What was that one?
Force
that was,
Awakens.
That was the one that you didn't like because Darth Vader wasn't in it.
Yes.
It was very well received. I like it. I think it's great.
Because it was the same as
But
Episode 4.
there are a lot of similarities. to
Oh,
A
with
New
this
Hope.
fucking franchise. Episode 5 started, then 6 and 7 came, but then we went back to 1, and now we're on point 6. Make a movie in order.
Okay, relax.
Fucking annoys me.
there's prequels, Jim.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
whatever.
the prequels. Eat my dick. They're long, the prequels. And then, which one is this? The Rise of
They're
Skywalker.
average movie length. They're an average movie length.
No, I mean they're long, like the whole the length of
Menace
this
was
whole
2 hours.
franchise.
Well, there's 3 movies, so it is the length of 3 movies.
So the wait, what's the 3 new? The Rise of Skywalker, The Force Awakens, and what was after The Force Awakens?
The Last Jedi.
Right.
Oh.
I never even saw The Last Jedi. I saw The Force Awakens.
The Last Jedi is the one that people either really like or really don't like.
Right. So it's funny. The
Is that
last
with the girl?
What are you talking about?
The girl is that the Force?
she's in all 3 of them,
Yeah, Ray?
Oh, and the black guy.
Yes.
and Kylo Ren
Yes.
as the villain. Adam Driver, Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Ugh.
So people criticized the Jedi Return for being so different. And so they went back to the original formula that the one that I saw. JJ's formula of let's just make a Star Wars movie for Star Wars fans where it's pretty much what you've already seen.
From what I read that there's a lot in there.
And then people are like, well, no, this is no good either.
Who directed Rogue One?
I don't know who directed it, but I read.
I like that one.
There were a lot of people on their Twitters yesterday were saying maybe we just forget about this second trilogy and just go with Rogue One.
People love Rogue One.
Rogue One was.
I know
even I like Rogue One.
A lot of people like this new one that just came out. It's just getting mixed reviews. I think a lot of people who liked The Last Jedi don't necessarily like this new one, and a lot of people who hated The Last Jedi are going to really like it.
It's so funny because not that many people have seen it.
No, they had the world premiere on Monday, and then there were press screenings yesterday.
But now it's starting to cloud how everybody is going to see it. Like
no one's even talking about it.
Oh my god! Like
Rise
people,
of Skywalker.
People who don't want to like it already have that like locked in now.
But what do you mean the Rise of Skywalker? He's been there since 1977.
It's not Luke.
Another one?
We'll find out.
The girl, right?
Oh, great.
Who knows?
Is Luke in this one? Is Mark Hamill in this one? He is, right?
He's on the cast, yeah.
I thought they killed him.
He's probably a Force Ghost.
Forgot about Force Ghosts. Remember when they changed the Force Ghosts?
No, I know. Oh, yes.
How did you feel about that?
It's just everything I hate about him, and I'm right about it. And I was right about that fucking Baby Yoda pile of shit.
That's right. Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
It's exactly what it was done for.
Who's not dead?
What do you mean who's not dead?
In the new Star Wars.
Chewbacca.
Chewie made it?
Yeah.
Han's dead?
Han died in Force Awakens.
Yeah, didn't
that's right. I saw
son, daddy issues.
Oh,
and
yeah,
some Marvin
Kylo
Gaye
killed him, right?
situation. Yeah.
It was great.
Gay.
No, Marvin Gaye.
Oh.
Killed his fucking
I
son.
didn't hear you say Marvin.
Like, what are you
I
talking
thought you
about,
said
man?
it was a gay situation.
It
I
was, actually.
Like, is Kylo Ren gay?
Is that why you killed Han?
I don't think that he was, because he's so mad that Han didn't accept him. I didn't
Princess
realize.
Leia's still alive.
She is? Not IRL.
They used footage already shot to put her in this movie.
That's great.
You're mad that Carrie Fisher got another movie?
I mean, come on.
She was supposed to be in it, though. It's
Yeah.
not like they're.
Well, she died. Move on. Find somebody
But
else.
the character. You think somebody
Find
else
somebody
should,
else to
you
play
think somebody
Princess
else should
Leia?
play Princess
Get
Leia?
another Princess Leia. I don't care.
Anna Kendrick.
Just get Pamela Anderson.
Someone-
No, how about fucking who's that one who was in Once Upon a Time?
Margot
Robbie.
Yeah, Margot Robbie.
She would be a good Princess Leia.
I'm fine with her in anything.
She could wear those little shorts from the DC movie.
Yeah.
She
From
could Harley
Harley
Quinn.
Quinn, yeah.
Is that the new one? Is Kylo Ren in the new one?
Yeah.
Of course, Kylo Ren is in the new one. He's the main villain.
That's like saying is Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi?
Don't bring up Darth Vader.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's a great villain.
I like Adam Driver.
Yeah.
I love it because if Kylo Ren is in all three, it's a problem. If he's not, it would be like what they have to have a different villain every time.
I
Of
didn't- I
course
didn't
they
like it.
killed him.
I didn't like him anyway.
Of course they killed Kylo Ren and changed their minds.
I'd be happy if they killed him.
You would?
Yeah,
In real life or in the movie?
movie.
Oh, okay, good.
Terrible. He's
Good.
an actor in real life.
I didn't know what you were saying. Oh, Carrie Russell's in it?
Yeah.
Felicity?
Mm-hmm.
Good for her.
It's actually a Felicity prequel.
Oh, I love a good prequel. Oscar Isaac's still in it.
Oh yeah.
I hope this movie bombs.
Super
It's not going to bomb.
I know.
Why would you hope it bomb? It's not going to bomb.
Who's Skywalker? Is it a girl?
Yeah, it's the girl. It's definitely the girl. It's Rey Skywalker.
Oh, it's her name. Okay.
Okay,
It's not her name.
it says Rey.
I know, but you said Rey Skywalker, and he goes, "Oh, that's her name." Okay.
It's definitely her name. Why doesn't she have a last name?
Why doesn't Madonna have a last name?
Okay, Troy, I'll ask
Cher,
you.
Rey.
You think Star Wars is stupid? Yes, Troy?
So fucking stupid.
Okay. What do you see on this cast list when they give all the names of the characters? They all have first and last names, right?
Not Finn.
Snoke.
Snoke. He's the
And Palpatine.
He's Emperor Palpatine.
All right.
That's a
Right.
formal name.
He's got another name. They just call him Emperor Palpatine.
I think it's John Palpatine.
Yeah,
Jeff.
it's Eric Palpatine.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You know why Rey doesn't have a last name? Because she's gonna get the Skywalker name in this movie. Why would it be the Rise of Skywalker if Luke's dead already?
Well, why can't her name be something like Ray Blossom? Ray Smith.
Ray Rabinowitz.
There you go. Why not?
Ray Smith is not a female name.
Well, R-E-Y is?
There's something about Ray Smith. Doesn't sound female.
Do you think people would be mad if they named her Ray Smith?
I'll take my family name of Smith. So the new hero of Star Wars is Ray Smith.
Nice ring to it.
I love it.
I mean, Travis, is there any other... I don't know. I didn't see the second movie. I'm just making this up. This isn't spoilers. But clearly she's going to be a Skywalker. Yes?
Well, maybe.
Why are you saying maybe? You could at least give an educated guess. You're acting like your educated guesses will spoil it for yourself if you think about it too much.
Okay, if you want me to give an educated guess, I don't think she'll be a Skywalker.
So who's the Skywalker?
I don't know.
Somebody's got to rise.
I don't know what Rise of Skywalker means. I have to see the movie.
Maybe he's going to heaven.
Maybe
Skywalker's
the whole
an
movie is just him going.
Takes a Cialis.
He's got a ghost boner, you think? Hey, Ray, check out the lightsaber in my pants. Talk about a Rise of Skywalker, and then he winks at the camera, and you go, "Oh, thanks, JJ."
What don't people like about it?
They don't
what
like
people like about The Last Jedi or this movie. I don't know. I haven't read any reviews.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
They don't like Travis is right though. They don't like that it's too fan servicey,
Yeah,
and that they didn't really do much. They're
fan
saying I didn't
service is
see it.
good. Too much fan service is like, okay, you're just trying to get us to like you.
It says The Rise of Skywalker. This is from the New York Times. Don't worry. No spoilers, Travis. The Rise of Skywalker isn't a great Star Wars movie, but that may be because there is no such thing.
Okay.
That seems to be the way we like it. Rated PG-13. And then it says Kylo feels really bad, but I don't know what that means.
It might be about his NPR interview.
Yeah. By the way, they made that look like he hates watching himself. They made it look like he was angry, but he's not. He just freaks out whenever
He
somebody
wasn't watching himself.
We're listening to himself. He doesn't like hearing himself act. That's why he walked out of the NPR
Yeah, but
interview.
he could have not. He wasn't in the same studio.
But I would say he just gets crazy about it. He wasn't being like "fuck you." He was like, I think he just freaks out.
I don't think you wouldn't have said that if somebody walked out on your interview. You wouldn't have been like, "Oh, it's cool."
No, I would have been a dick. But I also understand why.
Oh, me too.
Because I hate.
Yeah, but they told
myself.
him. They told him that they were going to play it. And they
And
said,
he-
put headphones on.
And he was like, "Cool, man, I'm out of here." Adam Driver, the real life Kylo Ren. The story came out, and this is the difference between NPR and shows like this. If we had Adam Driver walk out on an interview with us, we would be playing it non-stop. But Terry Gross was interviewing Adam Driver, and they were playing a clip of his, I guess. But he had made it very clear, even in an interview previously with Terry Gross, that he cannot listen to himself.
Yeah.
He doesn't like listening to himself, hearing himself, seeing his own work, nothing. There were stories of him having like panic attacks in green rooms during
I
the premiere
understand
of Black Klansman, I think
Yeah.
is what it was, which I totally get too. Because he says like he starts to look at it and then he starts to feel like he wants to correct it. He wants to do something differently and it drives him and everybody around him crazy.
Yeah, he probably feels like an imposter.
So then does he go to premieres?
Probably makes his face seen and like
Yeah.
Walks the carpet and then leaves?
They said well, that's what they said at the premiere of Black Klansman. He went to a green room the whole time and was freaking out. Yeah, that's where that was. And so apparently like a month ago he was supposed to do an interview, or he did an interview with Terry Gross to promote Marriage Story on Netflix.
Well, originally he was supposed to talk to Terry Grody.
What?
I don't know if I like that line, but
and there was like a break in between like two portions of the interview where she played clips of him and he just left. He's like, "No, I'm out of here." And he never came back for the interview.
Yeah, that's a little silly.
And so they never aired it. And I don't know why you wouldn't just air the first half and be like, "Hey, he walked out." Can you believe that?
And if they never aired it, how did it become a story?
So it sounds to me when I was reading the article like somebody heard that it might have happened from another person, and the producer of the show, I think, confirmed that it happened. The producer of Terry Gross's podcast confirmed it.
Podcast or NPR show?
It's an NPR show. It's an NPR podcast. It's the same.
She's very big, isn't she?
Huge. And I didn't even know there were Terry Gross stands. Did you know there was a Terry Gross stands?
No, I didn't even know Terry Gross was a woman.
What does she look like?
You didn't know she was a lady?
Just Terry
What's
sounds
wrong
like a
with
guy's
you?
name. I don't know.
Because of Hogan?
Yeah.
No, Terry sounds like a fucking girl's name.
I mean,
Yeah, Terry is a lady's name.
I think I know more Terry guys than girls.
Have you never heard of Terry Gross?
No.
Oh my God! What are you
Yeah.
not in broadcasting?
She
Your
kinda
dad's in
interviews everybody.
broadcasting.
Yeah.
You're in broadcasting,
Yeah.
and you never heard of Terry Gross before.
No.
She's the biggest thing on NPR
I know Terry Crews.
from deodorant commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a very, very big.
Okay,
She's
I don't listen to
huge.
NPR. I
I
know
don't
for
either.
All Things Considered, or All Things Considered.
I don't listen to her at all.
But you
I
never
know
heard
she-
a Terry Gross interview or
I
anything?
know Prairie Home Companion.
Who has she interviewed? She's interviewed
Everyone.
everyone. Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah, I mean, I don't sit there listening to the Terry Gross show, but I've certainly stumbled across Terry Gross interviews before. But I didn't know she had stands. There were people outraged on Twitter.
Has she been there for a long time at NPR?
Very long time, I think.
Oh, it's called Fresh Air.
Yeah. 1975 is when she started Fresh Air. I didn't
Oh
even
my
know.
God.
I didn't even know people were podcasting in 1975.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, but they were.
Oh, she's broadcasting in Philadelphia, or she used to broadcast only in Philly.
That's where her studio is.
Yeah, I think she still does because Adam Driver was in the New York studio.
Yeah. So she speaks from Philly. That's crazy, by the way, that her interviews are so good and she's in a different city. Like, usually you need that face-to-face chemistry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, for this one, and I think for a lot of them, they just patch it in where Adam Driver or whoever the guest is in the New York NPR studio, and she still does her show from Philly. So she's interviewing him ISDN.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't have time to go down there.
Yeah, I'm sure he's on a New York press tour doing stuff. And, NPR is just one of the stops. But
I remember
yeah.
Gene Simmons and her kind of got into it. I don't
Yeah,
think.
I mean-
I don't know if it was nasty, but
Who's surprised?
Yeah, I mean,
she probably taunted the God of Thunder.
it's probably Terry Gross's fault for thinking she could get a real interview or conversation out of Gene Simmons.
She probably wouldn't share her banana.
Oh, exactly. He became used to that.
Terry Gross was probably looking for a real conversation and didn't want to hear some old man
Yeah, you get the top.
ramble about a big box set for half an hour. I'll come to your house if you buy the first copy. Like, she's like, this isn't.
She's like, I'm above this.
Yeah, I'm doing NPR. Like, we have real conversations here. Oh, it was Beck when the song came to me.
Oh, he fired her. He said something obnoxious, and she said, that's a really obnoxious thing to say.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure there's audio of it because I remember hearing it.
Oh, good for her. I'm a Terry
what did
Gross
he
fan.
say?
The interview began with Simmons making an obscene comment and Terry Gross saying that's a real obnoxious thing to say.
And then at one point she goes, how does it come to this? Is this the only way you can talk to a woman with that shtick?
Good for her.
And he goes, let me ask you something. Why is it shtick when all women have ever wanted since we crawled out of caves is why can't a man just tell me the truth and speak to me plainly? So if I do that, you can't have it both ways. And she said, so you really have no sense of humor about this, do you?
Yeah, Gene goes, I see if there's audio of it. Look up the audio if you want to hear it because I don't want to just read this.
Yeah, because I'll just do my God of Thunder impression.
It's really, really good.
Thank you, buddy.
That's the full interview.
That wasn't in front of an audience, was it?
No.
Oh, it's a commercial.
No, yeah, this is a commercial, and then I'm sure it's just a still image. Because she just does radio. She doesn't do a ton of video stuff.
Oh.
But, yeah, I think I didn't realize that she had people that had her back no matter what, like the Beehive, except for Terry Gross. People were mad. They say, you don't walk out on Terry Gross. You should have an ounce of the professionalism that Terry Gross has, they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
To poor Adam Driver. Terry Gross handled it with a lot of class, though. She just said, I really would have loved to have interviewed Adam Driver to talk about the Marriage Story, but instead all we have is the 2015 interview.
So she didn't just play the first half?
No. She didn't play it at all. She ended up, I think, the week that was supposed to air, she aired a rerun of an interview with Conan O'Brien or something like that. Yeah, she did not air it. So, I kind
They
of...
said she asks tough questions.
Well, yeah, she has, like, real questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, she has, like, actual worthwhile conversations with people.
So Gene left, huh? Did Gene finish the interview or did he leave?
I bet she hoped that he would leave. I mean, you can't imagine. I know you love Gene Simmons.
Sure I do. Everyone does.
But can you imagine trying to have a real conversation
Let me hear
with
the
him?
opening of it because she said he started with a vulgar question.
Okay.
I want to hear, or a vulgar comment, so it's got to be early.
and white patterns that seem inspired by comic book superheroes and villains. They also dress outrageously in wardrobes that include
She's got to give the
giant
background on
platform
Kiss, because I would imagine a lot of people that listen to NPR
Are stupid and have never seen Kiss.
I was going to say are not stupid. So don't listen to Kiss.
No, it's a boring. NPR
It is boring.
overrated.
It is boring. I mean,
and fucking boring. She's probably a great interviewer.
She's good,
but it's a boring. And we have this here. People feel smarter when they listen to NPR. You're not.
You don't think so?
No, you're not.
You like Serial?
I never heard Serial.
You didn't listen to the Serial podcast?
No, I didn't. I watched the HBO show.
Oh.
He probably did it. You see if you can is it possible just to get to the I want to see what he opens with an obnoxious statement, what he says to her.
breastplate, stage name, true name, and became or any.
Bland.
Oh.
Aim Vitz.
Did you like being covered up on stage? Did it make you feel any less vulnerable or any less like Gene Simmons or your other names, Gene Klein or Chaim White, which was your birth name?
Close but no guitars. It's Chaim Vitz.
Oh, thanks. Okay.
You said it. Well, the name came out through Gentile mouth, so it didn't quite have the flavor.
See, Gene is getting defensive already.
Well, he doesn't like it.
What a douchebag.
Well, she's saying, like, you're real. Yeah, Gene's right so far. Go ahead.
Came out bland.
Well, it's not a Gentile mouth.
Ooh, maybe it's a discussion we can have.
Yeah, okay.
But let's not start something we're not going to finish.
Right.
But in terms of the, what was the question about makeup?
Oh, did you like being covered up by makeup, and did it make you feel less vulnerable, or, less like Gene Simmons, Gene Klein, or your birth name?
I don't feel covered up any more or less than any girl feels covered up when she wears makeup. The makeup is simply an extension of a personality.
What? There you go.
You can recognize
Great point.
Girls don't cover their face with.
But he's just saying how
paint.
he doesn't feel covered up. It's an extension of his personality.
No, but
the God of Thunder.
First of all, it's not. He's not a demon. And second of all, it's not the same as women wearing makeup.
He's an asshole.
You don't like Gene?
I hate Gene Simmons.
Let's hear another second. I want to hear what she gets mad at.
Colors, clothing, makeup all express something. And getting up on stage was a chance to sort of live out the...
He's right.
I don't know, sort of a Scream Therapy meets a rock and roll band version. I wanted to put together the band I never saw on stage. I wanted to be in a band.
All right.
Now we're rolling, see? Now we're rolling into an actual interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It did start tense, though. You get so defensive.
No, but she says to him at one point, that was obnoxious.
Yeah.
But when? Maybe we missed it.
I mean, you know what? Well, that's the beginning of it, so we wouldn't have missed it before. But you know why it's tough to find? Because Gene Simmons, everything he says is obnoxious.
No, he's just so compelling you can't not enjoy him.
The God of Thunder, you mean?
Yes, I do.
The demon? I see.
Yes. Yeah. It came out of Gentile mouth.
Right. She goes, it didn't come out of a Gentile mouth. Whoa.
Let's not start something we're not going to finish.
You like that?
Yeah, he's being soft. He's a big flirt.
Think he's flirting with Terry Gross?
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go to Nick in Detroit. What's up, Nick?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Hey, Nick.
The interview that actually I read this morning that Adam, they told him ahead of time that, hey, we're going to be playing one of your clips. We know that you don't like hearing yourself. You can take off your headphones. As they were about to play the clip, they again told him, hey, we know you don't like hearing yourself. You can take off your headphones. And so then he took off his headphones and walked out. They thought he was just going to come back in, and then he just kept on going.
Yeah, he left. He left. He said, I'm going to take a piss, and he never came back.
Yeah, that's kind of a dick move.
Yeah, it is.
That's a dick move.
Yeah. I mean, look, I wish all guests walked out of interviews. I think it's great when it happens.
I don't mind when it happens, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
It's not always bad for the people talk about it a lot more than they would if they just did the interview.
Yeah. So, the only thing I don't understand about the story is why Terry Gross wouldn't just air it.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. And unless she didn't have that much done, did she have a whole half the interview?
I think she had like half of it.
Maybe
or even if she did, I mean, if she had 5 minutes.
Yeah,
air the 5 minutes and then be like, that's all we had for Adam Driver, so now we're going to air this stuff.
Maybe she's annoyed. She's like, fuck you.
Probably. But the story came out anyway. And it's not stopping anything. He still got nominated for awards and whatnot for the movie. So
did he?
For Marriage Story, yeah.
Is it good?
I like it. Rob didn't like it.
Why? I'll see it. It's on Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix. It's a very
Rob didn't like it. I'll probably love it.
yeah. It's very
It's like the first movie Rob hasn't liked.
Well, yeah, because it doesn't have superheroes in it.
No.
Yeah, there's nobody can shoot fire out of their hands. So Rob was like, is a little over his head. He's like,
Mike thinks it's because a man marries a woman.
could be that. Rob just couldn't relate to it. Didn't play as real to Rob.
Yeah.
This isn't believable at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically it's a very acty movie. It's all acting. It's 100% acting. It's all Adam Driver and ScarJo, and it's just uncomfortably watching.
Are they good?
They're really good. It's just uncomfortably watching this divorce happen. You're just watching this couple dissolve, and it goes from being like, oh, it's okay, to like it's not okay, to Rob, you got mad because there were no laser lassos.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were looking for some action.
Well, I mean, he's in Star Wars. I figured it'd kind of be like that,
Right,
you know?
right. Like you were sitting there going like, oh, she hired a divorce lawyer. I hope he gets like a missile launcher.
Yeah. Something to spice things up.
I get that.
A lawyer's his normal job. I wonder what he does at night.
Yeah.
Movie sucked.
You didn't like it?
No, it was so boring, and it's just like Adam Driver's not that good of an actor, I don't think.
Adam Driver's great.
He sucks.
He's a generational talent.
Terrible in Star Wars.
I didn't think he was terrible as
It's impossible to be a bad actor in Star Wars.
No, it's not. Bro, what's her name? Princess Leia was so bad in the last one.
She was dead.
Yeah, it was just
she was deceased.
She should have been.
She was.
No, in the movie.
Oh.
You didn't see the movie. So
No,
there's a
I did
part-
not. No, I
so,
did not.
spoilers.
I saw the movie. Go ahead.
You know when she floats out into space?
No,
and then
I didn't see the movie.
Oh. Well, she's on a spaceship, right? A missile comes, destroys the spaceship. She gets thrown out into space.
Who's a good actor in Star Wars?
I like Poe Dameron. What's his name?
What the hell is Poe Dameron?
Oscar Isaac.
Well, Oscar Isaac is
Oscar
also
Isaac
a
is
generational
good.
talent.
Yeah, Finn, the guy who plays Finn. He's
Finn, the guy who plays Finn.
Finn of The Sopranos?
No.
John Boyega.
John Boyega.
He was in Attack the Block.
Yeah,
I like him in Attack the Block.
I like the new
That's
characters.
a really good underrated movie.
Very underrated. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is ridiculous.
It's so bad now. Rogue One was awesome.
Yeah.
But
you didn't like the middle movie.
It was awful, and they ruined the whole series for me.
Are you excited about You Season 2 coming to Netflix?
Yeah.
Me too.
That looks so bad, the trailer.
Did you watch Season 1?
No, that fucking fake ominous, I'm going to come and talk to you.
But he's cute and he's handsome.
Are you talking about Penn Bagley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Love him.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So
he had Bagley's son?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I watched the whole You Season 1 over the course of a weekend. By the way, you probably watched it with your wife.
She was in and out.
My wife, too.
Yeah.
You use it as an excuse, but you're like, it's my program.
Yeah.
It's like a drama about a girl who meets a cute guy at a bookstore, but he's a stalker.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's a stalker. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's dangerous.
Yeah, because that's how all stalkers look like him.
They do. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
They can't even do that right.
He's like the charming killer like Ted Bundy.
Yep.
Yeah,
who actually looked a lot like Zac Efron in real life.
And he had that little lair downstairs in the bookstore.
Oh, yeah. And you thought it was just to keep the books humidified.
Right.
But he could also lock his prey down there.
Oh.
But he was so cute and muscular, too.
He really was.
Yeah.
It was great.
So I watched the whole series, and I'm like, first of all, this is fantastic. Second of all, why isn't anybody talking about this? This is a brand new Netflix show. People usually like brand new Netflix shows. And you know what I found out after I watched it? It wasn't a brand new Netflix show. It originally aired on a network called Lifetime.
Is that where you was from?
I had actually been tricked into watching an entire season of a Lifetime show.
So that
I guess
you?
me too. Yep.
Wait,
Yes, I
that
did.
you is a Lifetime show?
Formally, now
Yeah.
season 2 is exclusively for Netflix.
But the first one where he does that dumb trailer. Can we see the first trailer from you? I hated that trailer.
Season 1. Make sure it's the season 1 trailer.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately.
That was why I didn't watch it. The trailer stunk and it looked contrived and awful.
Did it look like it was like a Lifetime movie?
Yep.
Because it was it was a Lifetime series.
Huh.
Did you know that, Rob?
No.
Yes, it originally season 1 aired on Lifetime, and then Netflix got the rights to just show it, and then
They passed it off as a Netflix original.
Well, they didn't say this.
But no, they didn't. But they didn't.
And then
mind.
they bought. I mean, they were very honest about it. And then they bought the rights so that they can make a second season because it did so well on Netflix.
Oh, let's see it.
Because of suckers like me and Rob.
Yep.
That didn't realize.
Ladies.
Yeah, us women, we thought that we were watching a Netflix show, which is cool.
I love Netflix.
But we were watching a Lifetime show, Rob.
That's pretty stupid.
Rob's really spitting facts.
Yeah.
I like Netflix.
I like Netflix.
Netflix originals are great.
Some of them.
No, a lot of them.
Some of them.
I mean, that's literally you just said the same thing.
Some of them.
Some of them. No, not all of them. Gotcha. Okay, good. I'm glad we're both contributing here.
What's a great Netflix original?
La Casa de Papel.
I never saw that. El Chapo is decent. I mean, it's
Wait, no, the other
Narcos?
Narcos was great.
Narcos is great. Yeah.
I mean, I
think
fell
Stranger
off.
Things is great.
Stranger Things is great.
I love Stranger Things.
You know, I mean, Netflix does have a way of extending their originals as long as humanly possible.
Yeah.
They have no discipline.
I
think
just watched
Stranger
that
Things
Michael
though
Bay one.
is a set amount because the Duffer Brothers are like, we're doing 5 seasons. and
Yeah,
that's
because the kids have goatees now.
it. Yeah. Hey, how's it going?
I don't know. It's great to have a first girlfriend.
Yeah. How are they gonna? That's hard when you shoot with kids.
They're working around it.
Yeah.
The characters are aging appropriately.
Yeah, and they're not ignoring the fact that they're getting older.
Here's the thing. Netflix had a run of almost always putting out good originals, and then they started pouring the content on. So now, the majority of Netflix originals are not great.
Because when it started, it was what? Orange is the New Black, House of Cards, and everybody's like, this is amazing.
By the way,
I didn't think it was great.
Both shows.
It was very acclaimed.
They acclaim a lot of things. You're right. It was.
I loved House of Cards.
Oh.
But both shows lasted way too long.
Morning shows acclaimed.
That's a good one. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That's not on Netflix.
That's an acclaim. No, but he's saying it's acclaimed.
You know,
it's not. They bought award nominations.
They did buy award nominations.
Nobody is acclaiming that movie.
And now,
that show.
now they're tricking stupid people into thinking that it's good. People
Yeah.
are like, oh man, this is a really great episode.
This is a good show.
You know what's a good show? The Netflix original You.
Black Mirror.
Okay.
One
Netflix
scene.
original.
It's not a
Yeah.
Netflix
It's
original.
not. They bought it from the UK.
Oh.
But the newer they did what they did with You.
It is
They
a great
bought
show.
the newer episodes exclusively for Netflix.
Which are not as good, but
Not the new season, but last season was amazing, and that was exclusively for
show
Netflix.
me the you. Show me the you. The you trailer.
Wow.
It's Pembe there. Look at that jawline.
Who are you?
Everyone just calls me Beck.
And there you were.
You think that's who
set to
Peter
public.
Criss was writing a song about?
Yeah, her.
You should have named the character in You Beth. It sounds better.
He's right. Gene was right.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought the one song that Gene doesn't get credit for, he deserved credit
That's
for?
good.
Who would have
That's
thought?
the beauty of Gene.
Yeah.
You want to be seen, heard, known. Of course, I obliged. I believe in love at first sight.
See?
Look how menacing he sounds, though.
He doesn't.
Rob, when you saw this trailer, you were like,
By the way, he calls it a Netflix original series. So they were trying to pass it off as a Netflix original.
Fooled me.
when they also realized, yeah, to announce a Lifetime original series You is coming to Netflix doesn't have the same ring to it.
No.
When you saw this trailer, though, you were like, you know, I believe in love, but he sounds menacing.
He does.
He does, doesn't he?
Is this Joseph?
Can we get real for a second? You have questionable taste in friends. I'm going to help you get the life you deserve.
Let me tell you something. Her friend was a little suspicious of him.
Yeah.
Didn't end up good for her, did it?
No, and I hated how she kept calling him Joseph. That really annoyed him and me.
Very condescending.
Yes.
Very condescending.
But this is exactly. I saw the trailer for this. I'm like, I have zero desire to see this. It looks Troy, right?
Watch it
can't
over the break. You'll change your mind.
I can't believe you guys would even waste your time.
Doesn't
with
this look
shit.
fake and
So
dumb?
Well, here's the thing. Jim won't change his mind. Troy will, because Troy hates every commercial and likes every show that he watches.
Well, Troy's like Joe.
What happened with Joe? Oh, is he the main character?
Yeah.
He will see a lot of
Yeah.
himself in Joe.
I'll never watch it. This is stupid.
Good
Yeah, I
looking
know
guy.
you'll never watch it because you just say that commercials are stupid, and then you watch shows and you're like, you know, it's a good show. Bitchin' Rides and American Pickers.
You know what I started watching?
What?
Office.
And
I'm like 4 or 5 episodes in. It's funny.
that's what I mean. Every show you watch, you like. Every commercial you see,
American
you
one,
don't
right?
like.
Yeah.
It's a funny show.
It's funny. It has like, you know, there's like 2 or 3 funny pops in it.
Wait till you get to like season 2. or 3. That's when it kind of changes over from like the British version.
Season 2 gets really good.
Yeah, it gets really good.
But You is good too.
I love You.
I do too. I really enjoy it.
How do you have this much free time to watch this garbage?
I stay up late.
They don't
on
do
the
enough
bus.
camera zooms in the office. I wish they did more.
I like
zooming the
zoom.
camera. No, I know it never gets tiresome.
First of all, you didn't even watch the show. That's
Seen
just
clips.
the hack criticism.
No, it's not. I've seen clips of it. I knew exactly what I knew it was. Awkward.
There's like 7 seasons of a series.
Which there was a lot to do.
You're being critical because you like the British Office, and
Yes.
Ricky Gervais wants you to like both because he's an executive producer
And
on
I
the
know,
American
but I
Office.
can only like the British one.
And he's in the later seasons.
Yes, he is.
I like what I like. I'm just telling you, there's too many camera zooms.
You're allowed to like both.
You can like,
too
I
many-
like both.
I
You
like both,
absolutely
too.
can. I just didn't like one.
I was watching it last night. It's so good.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
It was the roast episode. The roast of Michael
Hold
Scott.
on. How
yeah.
awkward was it?
I mean, it's part. It's part of the show.
That really is that making fun of the awkwardness and
Not
the
making
Zoom.
fun of it,
That
but
is the
it's-
criticism of somebody who's watched clips.
But it's every. I've seen the first couple episodes.
But it's supposed to be. It's like, oh, The Wire. How suspenseful was it?
No,
Yeah.
but it didn't.
Oh, let me guess. What are they selling?
The
Drugs?
awkwardness felt like it was planned awkward. It didn't feel legit to me. That's again. I know it's a massive show.
But weren't the first couple episodes kind of like the
The
same?
first
as
episode
the-
was legitimately
Yeah,
Almost
Yeah.
shot for shot.
Yeah, but then what happened? Actually, that that podcast that what's her face is doing, Angela Kinsley and
Terry
and
Gross?
Jenna Fisher.
Fresh Air.
Yes,
Yeah.
Fresh Air, ellipses, The Office.
Yeah.
They said that they had to kind of change the show when Steve Carell came back from filming 40-Year-Old Virgin, and he was like buff now and like good looking. They were like, well, we can't just make him a David Brent clone. Like we've got to kind of change who he is.
It's the best thing they ever did.
Yeah. It was weird seeing him go from like a slicked back hair
Yeah.
to like a comb over and him looking younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being a
I'll give
good-looking guy.
a couple episodes a try.
Maybe even skip. I would even skip the whole first season.
Yeah, the first season is not great because they didn't know what the show was going to be.
But
Like
Dwight, I mean,
Dwight's very funny.
Oh.
Dwight is really funny,
But when you make the first
especially
episode,
when you start getting into the backstory and you get to go to his farm and see his family.
Yeah, right.
It's great stuff.
See, that's what
Knows-
I'm not interested in. I just like it in the context of. Again, I
It's
know
a
that's
totally
harder when
different
you're doing
It's a di-
different
it's a-
seasons
yeah,
and
don't-
stuff. Yeah.
Don't even compare.
can't compare the two.
Like
It's
if you
totally
skip the whole first season, which is what I would recommend, and then just go, these two shows have the same name and that's it.
Yeah, I mean they didn't even know that they didn't think they were going to get picked up after
Yeah.
after the first season.
Yeah,
I can see
I-
why.
yeah, because
It's you know what it is. It's really hard when the first episode is legitimately a carbon copy,
Yeah,
shot for shot.
and you don't even know how you're playing these characters because you don't know if are these new characters or are we just going to imitate
Right.
the
And
the-
Dwight
the
comes
British
in and he
office?
goes, "Hello, why is there a stapler in me jelly?"
Plus, it's only like 6 episodes or something.
The first season?
Yeah.
Skip the first season.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a short one.
Yeah, very
skip
short.
The,
Yeah.
Start with season 2.
I'm
Just
already halfway
yeah.
through it, so I'm just gonna finish it.
Well, you
Yeah,
can
you're
finish it
already
because
there.
you're not so connected to the British one like Jim
Right.
is.
But I can still like the American one if it was.
I bet Troy would fall into the show You if he actually
Yeah,
watched it.
Definitely.
I mean, it's shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is utter shit.
I don't care. Why waste my time?
Because what do you mean waste your
he's
time? You've watched
good-looking.
19 seasons of Ancient Aliens. Stop talking about
Yeah,
time.
But you're learning something.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
From Giorgio Tsoukalos?
You're learning about Aztecs. You're learning about the pyramids.
Oh
That shit's interesting to me. It's take out the aliens and the UFOs and shit. You're still learning about history.
So it's just is the show just called Ancient?
Well, they talk about the pyramids and what's involved in it. And
Who talks
inside
about it?
Giorgio Tsoukalos
And
Nick Pope
and
David Chiltris.
I didn't realize they had all
I
the
like
experts.
learning about the Mayans, and I find all that shit interesting.
Is that why you like American Pickers?
That you learn about old motorcycles, old cars. You know, that shit's interesting to me.
Are
Like,
you
actually
learning
learn-
about the Mayans though, or are you
No,
learning
of
about
course
them
you're
through the glasses of aliens?
Well, they obviously have to tie it all together.
Yes.
Okay.
Through the lens of flying saucers.
It's not history.
It's still history, stupid.
You can always tell when somebody's got a strong argument when they have to call the other person stupid.
My mistake.
We should take a break. We have a busy show today.
Yeah.
We have Robert O'Neill coming in, the man who murdered Osama bin Laden in cold blood.
Yeah, and I just wanted to. We don't have to talk about We'll probably cover it, but we've talked about that. We can talk about other things.
Like what?
All the stuff that's been going on recently with the fucking military.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole the whole Navy SEAL that Trump wanted pardoned because they accused him of war crimes.
Here's what I want to know. When you kill bin Laden, do you not have to get anybody anything for Christmas? Because I feel like
your wife, you still have to, I'm sure.
I feel like when you know that guy, when you know Robert O'Neill, and you're like, oh, what did you get me? He's like, America.
Yeah.
How about your freedom? That's what I got.
I took
you.
a weight off your chest.
Yeah.
We also have Phil Hanley coming. I saw Phil last night.
Excellent.
I keep forgetting he's coming in.
Why?
Because I'm just an idiot.
Oh, I see.
I'm like, all right, man, maybe I'll see you before the holidays. He's like, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's a little
We
embarrassing.
had just talked about it.
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, no, I didn't care.
You did not?
No.
It didn't bother you at all?
No.
Good for you.
Phil.
Good for you.
And if you want to go check out the Chip YouTube, the Sven animation is up. It's very, very funny. And also for the holidays, I'm doing cameos as this idiot, and I'll probably stop in January.
Why?
It's a lot. It's a lot of
Oh, it's just too much.
Yeah. So I'll do them through the holidays.
Demand is too high.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
We'll be back with more Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. This is what happened on the last Jim Norton and Sam Roberts show.
See this photo I'm showing you right here, Jim?
Yeah, it's a sidewalk.
And what's
Hate
on
it.
the sidewalk?
I wish it was your body.
No.
Chalk outline.
Then Travis and I would both be deceased.
You would miss us both, too.
Yeah, so much.
What's on the sidewalk?
And plus, that would be 80% of your friends dead. I decided to do a nice thing and have a celebration for all the guys over at the house on Friday. There's a holiday staff get-together on Friday over at the house.
Yes.
I don't know who raised any of these kids that work for us. Nobody RSVP'd until like 2 days ago.
Well, they probably
Except you. You told me you had a karate tournament.
Yes.
Yeah. So good luck with that. You know,
Thank
I
you,
hope
yeah.
you win. I would be there if we weren't having this.
Understandable.
event.
Yeah. It's a 2-day karate tournament.
Okay. Well, I think you'll do well.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're all like, oh, no, I'll be there. But nobody RSVP'd.
But you're saying they should let you know.
Yesterday, Mike was like, this is my RSVP. He didn't even say yes or no. He just
Hey, Rob.
The O'Neills are here.
Good. Right there's fine. Good to see you, man.
Robert O'Neill, what's going on, man?
Nothing. I just got in from Texas yesterday.
Well, welcome. And his brother Thomas O'Neill here. Sit down, guys.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
And we're on.
Welcome.
Cool.
Did they tell you we were on the air?
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume so.
Sometimes they forget to tell people when they walk in that they're actually live.
I heard you don't like The Office.
No, I don't.
Jim doesn't like
I
The
don't. I like
Office.
the British Office. I didn't love the American. I've seen a couple of
He
moments
saw,
of
he
it.
saw
I didn't
two
love it.
clips.
I still like the first couple episodes.
I just started watching it. I hadn't watched it at all. I just started watching it a couple months ago. I'm 5 seasons into it, and I love it.
Oh, you love it?
Yeah.
Isn't that great? I just started watching it, and somehow I'm 5 seasons in. That's what happens, right?
Yeah. On the airplane, I'll just put it in there, get a few cocktails and watch The Office, and just the
perfect.
ridiculous stuff. Dwight Schrute and the way Michael's he just can make you feel so creepy.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the British version, but I want to see it.
The
That's
British
good, too.
version is great. Yeah.
Yeah, the British version's incredible, but the American version has become classic television.
Yeah,
Like, it's
it has.
fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have the socks. Like they make socks. They make
Dunder Mifflin.
Dunder Mifflin socks with Dwight K. Schrute on it. And I think I'm going to get myself a Beat shirt for Christmas. My own
You know,
present.
I'm Kelsey used to try. One of my comedians I used to tour with was obsessed with The Office. And she's like, "You'll love it. You got to watch it." I just fucking couldn't make myself.
It's amazing what syndication has done for that show. I was walking around the mall yesterday, and like for Christmas time, there is more Office stuff available now than there ever has been. I mean, like T-shirts of every line that's ever been said, and tchotchkes and everything.
Everything, and even the memes and stuff. Any
Yeah.
line from it, you can look it up on your phone, and you got the meme. And I think it's just because of the streaming stuff and people traveling so much. You just start. I start to binge watch.
Yeah.
and that's
And I
what
think they
I'm
put it
doing
on Comedy Central like 2 hours a night every night.
Mm.
So it's one of those shows that, like, you know what I mean?
Good
Everybody
stuff,
just
man.
sees all the time.
I
but
like
it's
it.
great. I love it.
I like it.
I can't afford cable yet, so
You don't even need it anymore.
my brother Tommy is a DJ up in Butte, Montana. And
yeah. And I work for Michael Scott, as a matter of fact.
Act just like him. That's true. I think that's the case too. A lot of people relate to the characters. Like I know someone that I work with, like that hides the bottle of rum under, has a bag of cigars in their purse or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you become? What made you become a DJ? Did you ever want to? Who's older? You older?
I'm older. Yeah, I'm 4 years older.
Oh, okay. So you never had any military aspirations? That was just what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I've been interested in music and radio and broadcasting, and just had things kind of fall my way, and I'm making it in Butte, Montana right now. So so take that, Norton.
How is radio in Butte, Montana?
It's everything in it's all clusters.
Yeah.
We have two clusters, so we have 2 clusters of about 3 stations each, and I do country in the morning and then rock and roll in the afternoon.
That's perfect.
It's a good job. I'm not going to retire anytime soon, but it's a lot of fun.
But isn't it harder terrestrial? I do terrestrial when I go out and do gigs. You have to do like regular radio interviews, and I'm like, I feel for you guys because it's so regimented as far as your times for your breaks and how long you can talk, and then like there's so much scheduling. It just seems exhausting.
Yeah, it's. It's all about money. I know you got to get the commercial breaks in every hour, and as long as you do that, you're good.
I don't love that.
Play some commercials, play some songs.
I'm always amazed
Good to
how
go.
early you guys get up. I know I have buddies out there that work out at 4:30 in the morning, but that's not me. I'm all about getting some sleep if you can. Yeah, I got to get my workout in about 2 in the morning. The kettlebells aren't going to lift themselves.
So when you guys were growing up, was there competitiveness between you two about like?
He would beat the shit out of me until I got bigger. And that's about it. And he's been real subdued because I've got an ass kicking to end all ass kicking is coming my way.
You've earned it. Yeah. Because do you sit there right when you're like, okay, I'm doing pretty well for myself. I'm in radio. I figure out because the thing is when you try, a lot of people try to get into radio, but whether you're in Butte, Montana or not, it's difficult to make a living doing it. I think anybody that makes a living doing radio or anything in entertainment has accomplished a lot already. But then when your brother kills Osama bin Laden, it's like, well, okay, that kind of wraps it up for me for Thanksgiving.
That whole sibling rivalry thing right in the ass.
They gave me an extra shift down at the station. Hey, anybody hear about bin Laden? Yeah, I still killed him. It's kind of
How did you find out? How did you find out? Because it's supposed to be top secret who did what. How did you find out?
I think we FaceTimed it from the bar that night.
Guess what I did?
With Rob, he was frequently going on, different missions we wouldn't know about. We'd the one that pops up was the Captain Phillips happened on his birthday. So all of a sudden on his birthday, we're going back and forth on the phone. All of a sudden, radio silence. Ooh, I wonder what he's doing. So, and even Dad tried to ruin it. Does it have something to do with R, like a pirate noise? Like, Dad, you need to shut the fuck up, man. Your mouth has gotten you in trouble before. I knew Rob told us going in that he's something's going to happen, and if it goes down, you're probably going to hear about it, which that was always frightening for me.
Yeah.
And I remember well. There was a little swimming resort. My daughter was about 5 she was older than that. Anyways. Going back and forth after we get done swimming, the Celtics are playing, I think, Miami it was one of the Florida teams. And I was going in to check his score, and the crawler came on that Osama bin Laden has been killed. And I just thought, well, so's my brother. I thought right then that's it. And I just had to drive about 15 miles back into town, and even when the president acknowledged it, President Obama, it took him a solid minute and a half to say no U.S. troops were hurt. So we're sitting there like, okay, they're watching. You can mention that.
You were worried, yeah.
I was really. I saw that. It's like, well, that must be it. And then about a half an hour later, Obama came on, and then seeing that, hearing him say that no Americans were. Oh yeah,
that's right. Because that whole that whole thing was weird because I think The Rock tweeted something out really early, like, something like The Rock tweeted something to the effect of what you just said. You said to your brother,
yes,
which was
because it was leaking before, they got it out officially, and there were people in some of the news stations that refused to give other people their seat so they could be on camera and stuff like that, and then everyone
because they knew
they wanted to make the announcement.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when the announcement was made, ironically, because it was like Sunday night. Because I was watching The Apprentice, and Trump was doing his boardroom scene, and then Obama came in and interrupted The Apprentice and took Trump off the air. Yes, I never will forget it.
I was frustrated because Osama would normally text me back quickly. I hadn't heard from him.
The fuck is this guy?
What's that meme from that tweet from Bin Laden? Doorbell BRB.
So, because you do radio, and it's got to be so hard. Like, when did you get it confirmed? Like, wow, this is top secret, and this is my brother who actually did this. You probably found it very quickly.
Yeah, I found we didn't really make a lot of mention of it at the time. We weren't really sure what the reaction was going to be. How public do we want to go with our name? Do we want to let
Was it
people-
hard for you to keep it a secret on the air? Because on the radio, all you want to do is talk. And how do you not say that publicly?
I mean, I acknowledge it. It's not something I'll really dwell on. I don't want to make that.
But in the beginning, because before you kind of announced to the world and put your book out and said, this is what happened to me, nobody knew who actually did anything.
Well,
so before that was said, that must have been very difficult to hold under your hats.
It was in my community. Everyone knew what happened before we were back. They knew what happened, and they would go kind of be around like, well, I'm not going to, because everyone asked, hey, who did it? And they said, well, don't tell anybody. But so it was it got out in Virginia Beach and Coronado, DC, and parts of New York. So that's when it was really difficult for me, because it's almost like, how long do I pretend they don't know? Because if they know, they know. And then, I mean, long story short, it was a couple of years before I came out with the story. And that was because of the memorial here. My first time at the 9/11 memorial, I got to meet some of the families and just to see their reactions to a real face, a real name that helped them with the healing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it had to be tough. And then we didn't know what's going to happen. Are they sending teams after us? Like what's going to go down up there?
Right. Yeah.
Because when my name came out, because it was officially leaked. There were reporters from overseas platforms at my dad's house.
Yeah, we had a guy lady from Britain just show up on his doorstep.
Yeah,
which he usually doesn't turn a lot of British women away.
Yeah, and my father's funny and he likes to talk, and so the guy, I mean, he needs to learn to say off the record. We actually we joke with my dad that his tombstone is just going to say no comment.
By the way, off the record, don't you have to confirm that first? Because Elon Musk got in trouble with that because he emailed BuzzFeed and he said something that he didn't want out there. But he goes, "I hope we're off the record." But he hadn't gotten it confirmed first. I thought it was shitty of them to release it.
It is, but a lot of reporters are shitty.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll learn that. I mean, I learned that.
Yeah,
you did.
Oh yeah.
Were any of them shitty to you?
Yeah, they try to be because they want the ratings, so the bad news stuff. Like I had, I forget who it was, but she said, so you just put your name out as killing Bin Laden. That's dangerous. And I said, that's not a question.
Right.
So they're just trying to get the
they're doing the guy. You always know the gotcha questions. Like always know when they're angling for a soundbite that they can use to make you look bad.
And the gotcha question is usually the okay, great interview. Oh, you know what? One more thing. As you're walking out of the room,
they butter you up for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and then they go, "Oh, before we go, did you really?"
Yeah. And then you're fired.
Do you guys have any other siblings, or is it just you two?
2 sisters.
Oh, you do. Okay.
Yeah. So we grew up there in the cold. Actually, funny, just growing up doing cross country running, not realizing you're actually running at 6,000 feet. So when you get down to San Diego at sea level, you're going fast as hell.
Yeah, it's good for cardio. A lot of fighters train up in like Colorado. It's just 5,000 feet or whatever it is. The elevation is supposed to make your lungs open. I don't know what it does for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like those guys that work out with like oxygen masks on to restrict the oxygen so that way, they don't run out of gas when they're in the middle of a fight or something.
Yeah, they have it. It's thinner air on treadmills and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of guys do that. We did that too to train to go to Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm. But you had been used to it because of how you grew up.
Yeah.
I would actually want more oxygen. That's why I would wear a mask if I was on a treadmill. I would want more oxygen. Yeah, that would be helpful.
Have one of the ones that goes up your nose and haul in the tank.
Yeah, I know the theory about like making it more difficult for yourself, but can we make it easier?
Yeah, more comfortable. So my training is more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And how long did you get into radio?
20 years, about 20 years ago.
What did you do before that?
I was a poker dealer at Del Texas Hold'em, and
you were my boss at
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
I was his boss at McDonald's when we were growing up.
We had
that had to be a wonderful time to be you.
He was
the golden age.
I mean, we hear in the news lately a lot about abuse of power. I've seen it firsthand. With him,
I abuse the shit out of it.
Oh, it's horrible because he's the boss, and like I was 15, and I had a dude come up to me at McDonald's and say, "What kind of fish is in the fillet of fish?"
Oh my!
And I'm like,
God.
"Fucking sea bass." I don't know.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. Let me check our pick of the day.
But then he got mad at me. I said, "You know what? Some asshole just said to me. He said, what kind of fish is in the fillet of fish. He goes,
North Atlantic cod.
North Atlantic cod, dude. I'm like, you're such such a McDork.
Do you eat there now or no?
Daily, yeah. I'm addicted. This body doesn't get this way by itself, Mr. Norton.
You don't mind having some North Atlantic cod every now and then?
I'm a big fan of sea bass, but if the cod's fresh,
Isn't
Is the
sea
fish
bass a
fresh?
myth? Isn't that a myth? Sea bass, like they just
Where else would the bass
What?
be?
No, but what's the fish that they didn't know what to call? They gave it a nicer name.
Oh, I don't know.
I think they have a nicer name, but I need to look it up.
There was
Tilapia?
Tilapia is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah,
tilapia is not actually called tilapia.
No,
it's called sea bass. It's in the McNuggets.
I don't know what that. It might be the tilapia. There's something that they just gave a weird fancy name to make it sound like a great restaurant.
The
fish.
Nile tilapia was one of the first fish species cultured. I don't know.
I don't know.
In the Nile?
In the Nile is what it says.
I have boots on made from a fish from the Nile right now.
Really?
It's pretty cool.
Tilapia?
I
guess what the hell it is. It's really hard to market bottom feeding shit eater. I don't know.
And, and boot burgers.
How long did you guys work at McDonald's together for?
Probably a good year or so.
Oh,
anyways.
at least 2 years. Yeah,
Really?
That was a fun job.
Well, I took the career a little further than you did.
Yeah, thank
but,
you.
Yeah, it's
The Good Morning Burger, and then what's another one you made?
well, the Good Morning Burger was you. It was like
What's the Good Morning
that's,
Burger?
That's about 13 patties in a row with cheese in between, and then I think you put an egg on top of it. And
Was that because it's breakfast?
yeah, it was before
It's
noon.
breakfast, so it's healthy. It was either before noon or after midnight.
Yeah, and when you say throw an egg on it, you mean throw an egg patty on it. I don't know if we're cracking
Something that
eggs there.
resembles egg. Something that sounds like an egg. What do you think of what's going on with the Trump and the Navy SEAL that he pardoned, or that he wants to be able to retire? They said
Yeah, he
the guy-
retired. Eddie Gallagher
They
retired.
said the guy committed war crimes. What did
What's
what
the
did they
story
say
with
he
that?
did?
They say that he they were treating this ISIS fighter his wounds, and then Eddie Gallagher. They said he stabbed him, killed him, which I don't care. But then the medic came out and said he just covered the tube. Once he got immunity, he said he covered the tube to kill him. So what the events that got him for was posing with a picture of a dead guy, which I would say if I was there, I'm like, come on, guys, that's not
Yeah.
a good idea.
Yeah.
So they did that. They got him for that. But then President Trump pardoned him, and then he was able to retire. But there was a bunch of infighting, and there was some of the senior guys wanted to have what's called a Trident Review Board, which a trident is the insignia for naval special warfare that Navy SEALs wear on their chests. And what they would do is just take that away from him, which, I mean, that was just a shot across the bow for the president because the admiral didn't like the president. That's all they were doing. If he took his trident, it didn't matter. He's going to retire. He gets the President Trump got him his chief petty officer retirement pay, and he's always going to be known as a Navy SEAL. It doesn't matter if he takes his trident. Like I said, I'd give him mine. Here, just take mine.
It's a pin.
Yeah, it's a pin.
So Trump wanted him to keep it, and the admiral was trying to buck Trump.
Yes, and then there was something with the Secretary of the Navy kind of backfilling for the admiral because neither one of them liked Trump, and so he thought he had top cover, but then they found out and they fired the Secretary of the Navy, and draining the swamp was never going to be easy.
So why did he kill the guy?
That's up for review. What I have heard is some of Eddie Gallagher's younger guys didn't like how hard he pushed them.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that was training or going on missions or whatever, and there was like a mini coup inside of it, so they came up with a story. I wasn't there.
Maybe he's just a bad guy.
I don't know.
He's a villain. He's one of the bad guys.
He's a villain.
The ISIS fighter, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
what
the
I'm talking
ISIS guy. Yeah, he's definitely a bad guy.
Yeah, I'm talking about the guy. Yeah.
I
They
thought
killed
you
the
meant
bad
Eddie.
guy.
Yeah, he killed the bad guy.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And by
yeah.
bad guy, I'm not talking like the Penguin in Batman. It's like these are people that hang people on pig poles and roast them alive slowly.
Right.
Like these are bad people.
Right.
And so I mean they killed them again. We are the good guys, and you don't mess up a hostage or a whatever like that.
But do you ever wonder?
I didn't lose any sleep over
what he could have contributed to society if only.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that whole thing, and we have like these JAG officers and Naval Criminal Investigation NCIS, and what they seem to do a lot is just try to prosecute us because it's a notch on their belt if they win. Like the worst thing they ever did was make a good show about NCIS because now they just think they're cool.
Right, I see.
So, it's a bunch of Americans trying to fight Americans. It's something that, like, there's a lot of stuff that we do as a country that other countries laugh their asses off at us.
Do you think people get jealous? The Navy SEALs are kind of like, clearly they're the coolest, right? Like, clearly they're the elite of the elite.
I know we have the best hair. That's the thing, and then we get to live on the beach. And they're all surfers, but there's other units out there that are really really good.
Is there like a sort of like jock to nerd mentality where there are nerds that are trying to be like, well, you guys aren't so cool.
I have seen guys make fun of our enablers, which would be Intel or Supply. Not bully them, but mess with them. Just like, what's up, dorks? Just go in the office and then give me my stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's a really good community. There's a lot behind it. Everything from parachute riggers to boat drivers to, like I said, Intel Supply. There's all kinds of people. I think for every one SEAL, there's like 4 or 5 support guys.
Why don't they like Trump? Why don't they like Trump? I mean, I know a lot. I know why some of the public doesn't like him, but why don't the guys in the upper echelon of the military like him?
When you get to the upper echelon, it's political too. You were appointed by somebody. So once you get to that level, a lot of senior officers tend to be liberal, and I don't know why. A lot of the shooters tend to be conservative.
Were you surprised he fired him?
No. I'm surprised he didn't fire more of them. Just that's kind of the way he is. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can't speak for them. And the Pentagon's it's a big place. There's a lot of different attitudes there, and the Department of Defense is obviously huge. I don't know, but. The guys that I know like Trump, and they like what they're doing because they definitely got a mission out of it. It was a difficult spot for President Obama to be in, the whole Syria thing, because why would you want to start a war that you know you're going to be out of office in 3 months? So he got some shit for that he probably didn't deserve. And I mean, I got more work under President Obama,
right?
Just because he liked using us. And it's quieter. You know, a lot of sometimes the left leaning people don't like to put. They don't want to put the troops on the ground and the ships on the horizon and the tanks, all that. They want to use special forces. We'll go in there. But, they both do that.
They like to do it quieter and just kind of get it done. And
what do you think of those two ways of doing things? It feels like Obama was doing a lot quietly, and Trump is like. It feels like the more you hear, the more there's stuff that Trump and Obama were both doing. But Obama was quiet about it, and Trump is extremely loud about it.
Yeah, I think I would like to think the person in the Oval Office wants to do the best thing possible for the country.
Sure.
And I've seen it work that way. The issue is you come with campaign promises. And presidents are in there for 8 years, max. We should have never invaded Iraq, but we should have never left Iraq that quick. Shit like that. I mean, Iraq was a mistake. It's easy to look back and, I wanted to go at the time. And now looking back, it's like,
And do you think, based on your experience, not that you've ever been the president, but you kind of know what these missions are like, do you think that there are times when people get the job and once they become president, they go, oh, this is a different thing?
I hope so. They should find out as soon as they get, even before they're inaugurated, because they start getting read in on everything.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on out there.
Right.
And it's not just as simple as let's just pull out. But I mean, we should be doing that. Like we're too nice. Like Afghanistan was over in 2005 and we're still losing people there.
Why is that?
We don't know what to do because
you want to set them up in a position to win, but how much responsibility do you
see? It's not. It shouldn't be up to U.S. Marines to build schools for people.
Okay.
Marines go in, kill people, do the right thing, but they're very good at it.
Right.
But then you pull them out.
Kill bad people.
Kill bad people. But then you got to be diplomatic. We need more diplomats. As opposed to worrying about spying on someone's campaign, they're actually worried about what's going on overseas.
We do kind of stick around a little too much sometimes.
Oh, we do. Yeah, we're still in Germany.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? We're like the people at the party that just won't go.
Yeah. And you're just lingering too. You're like, well, no, we're gonna figure it out, but in the meantime, we'll probably stick around. You're like, well,
but I mean, sometimes with these places like Afghanistan, you hit the camps, blow them up, and then leave, and then say, don't do that again.
Right, or we'll come back and blow those up too.
You got to keep bases there. There's a nice base in actually surprisingly really nice base in Jalalabad, right on the border. So if you need to do cross border, which is where we launched from, you can do it. Then up in Bagram, it's just a huge. It's like just an air base. So
how nice is a nice base? Is it?
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
because like a lot of people have gotten out of the military since the wars are pretty long. They retired, and now on Instagram they sure are warriors. But I know damn well there's karaoke night, there's green bean coffees, there's Dunkin' Norton's donuts,
Horton's
donuts,
Tim Hortons
donuts.
They got
Pizza Hut.
They got Timmy's over there.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like
that's amazing.
They have speed limits on the base, and you can get it. I got a ticket one time. So 3 hours after a gunfight, I got a ticket for not wearing a reflective belt. So I'm like, don't we wear camouflage? The reflective belt kind of defeats the camouflage.
Yeah.
And the guy gave me a ticket. I said, fine. Where do I get a reflective belt? And he goes, well, they're $3 at the PX. And I go, $3? Here I am thinking that, freedom is free or whatever. Or safety's free, and it's $3. So you got to pay for your own belt. Then I said, well, where do I pay this ticket? And he goes, oh, you don't pay it. It's just you get it. I'm like, so I got a free ticket for not wearing a belt? And then I said, cool, can I get another ticket for littering? Because I just And then I asked the kid, look, when you call home to your mom, you lie, right? Like,
what you're
like
doing?
You're not telling her that you're handing out tickets.
Yeah. Hey, you know the guy that killed Bin Laden?
Yeah.
I gave him a free speeding ticket.
Jaywalker.
I mean, some of these guys still had blood on their uniform. We're getting a ticket trying to get a friggin' Salisbury steak
on the base.
Yeah, on the base.
Wild.
I spent very little time. I did a tour, a USO tour with. We did Iraq in like 2003.
So you've served too, you're saying?
Yeah, I understand. I've seen it. Yeah,
I've been in this shit.
Yeah, but it was for the Air Force, and the food those guys get is great. The worst part was the toilets. Like I hated shitting because they have that thing hanging. It's like a piece of. Hard plastic hanging in front of you that your legs kind of poke through. Like they don't want you too comfortable on the toilet.
Well, they know that people be in there jerking off and they don't want that either.
Is that what it is?
You know what?
Masturbatory protection?
You know what funny one, if you go on those tours, if Marines have been in town, what their thing is, they write Wagner hearts the cock. That's what it says. So obviously, someone had a buddy named Wagner. He wrote it in one, and then someone saw it. And so they write it all over the world. So
that's amazing.
Wagner hearts the cock.
Poor
so
Wagner.
I don't know who he is. So there was a dude that I went to Walter Reed this a couple years ago, and he lost both his legs. And he's in bed, and he's obviously under some medicine, and he's not quite there. And he's got a Marine flag, and all his unit signed it. And someone signed Wagner Hearts the Cock on this kid's sign. And I said, I got to ask you, what's the story with this? And the kid kind of high, he goes, General Mattis came in yesterday and asked me the same thing. And I said, well, we write that everywhere as Marines. He goes, I've never seen it before. And he goes, I think you and I use different shitters, sir.
Yeah, the toilet was the worst because they're building these new toilets in offices now that are on an angle, like a 13-degree angle, because they don't want you comfortable on the toilet when you're supposed to be at work.
Hey, if you can't jerk off on a toilet,
I can't.
Do you have to?
How am I going to
just ignore it when your bunkmate's doing it? Like, okay, I know what that sound is, but
I think we just accept it.
Or is that part of SEAL training?
I just roll over and pretend I can't see it.
yeah. Part of SEAL training is you have to exist in a room while your bunkmates are jerking off around you, and you have to act like it's not happening.
Yeah, just put the headphones on and watch The Office.
Perfect.
Damn.
I couldn't jerk off on a toilet anyway. I just can't do it.
No, I couldn't either.
No,
it's very convenient.
I couldn't do that, but I for some reason I always loved Blumpkins.
Good for you.
Good for you. You deserve them.
A nice beach on the toilet.
Yeah, I mean, eventually your knees do get sore from being on the concrete.
Your ankles fall.
You kind of need a toilet for that unless you're at a San Francisco Safeway.
You can shit a Safeway in San Francisco. That's good. I like that.
I've never gotten one. I've never gotten a Blumpkin.
No, I'm just a big fan of them. I've never gotten one.
Oh, I want one. Yeah, I mean, I respect them.
Very creative.
Yeah, you've only given them?
Yeah. There's very little gray area in Blumpkins. I think you either love them or hate them.
Yeah, there's very few people that are up in the air on a Blumpkin. I got one. It was all right. I'd like another one.
Right, yeah. No, I was thinking about it. It's kind of it's either your thing or it's not your thing.
Like the jail thing when the guy's trying to calm the other guy down and he saes, hey, it's not that bad. You like cheeseburgers? Yeah, well, Tuesday's cheeseburger night. Do you like Blumpkins? No. Oh, you're going to hate Wednesday.
I don't like any type of sex unless it's in a bedroom. I'm weird. Or a living room. I like a quiet.
Yeah, it's got to be in a bedroom or under a coffee table.
Under a coffee table. Or
you're just a conventional guy
in a van. Yeah. So being on radio, did you? Was there a point when you got involved where you were trying when you first started, where you're trying to meet women and do that? That's what we all do when we first get involved.
Oh, like when he gets into radio, yeah,
absolutely. And it took probably about a week to realize it. They're not impressed.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was rough, right?
It was a rude awakening.
Well, do you have listeners come in? Sorry, Sam. Do you have listeners come in or no? Did you ever we always did live events on Opie and Anthony, so it was kind of easier to meet people because they were coming in.
You're also a massive show, though.
Yeah, some call-in stuff. It's we don't have nearly as many listeners, but we'll try to do some call-in things or a lot of interviews.
Do you enjoy live remotes?
No, I hate them.
They're the worst.
Oh my God,
why are they bad?
It's not set up for radio.
No, it's because you're there for 2 hours selling a product. You're not doing what you're, you're not talking about music. You're not interviewing. You're come on down to
Joe's Blumpkin Shack. Joe's. Wow.
Yeah, we
Wait
sell
a second,
Blumpkins.
I just had a business idea. Hang on.
Just a room full of stalls.
Someone give me a notebook. Just one big room full of stalls. Looks like a crossword puzzle.
Do you think that? Do you think Trump gets a bad rap? I think sometimes like they like the guy they give him credit for nothing. Even he does something good, and they won't give him credit for anything.
They won't give him credit for anything.
Yeah.
Who's they? The media?
The press in
media,
general. Yeah, it's or the public.
They decided they don't like him, and they kind of spin it on him. I mean, the economy's doing great. We got all-time low African American unemployment, all-time low Latino, 50 or 60-year low unemployment. The Dow's going to hit 30 before election. I mean, I consider myself independent, and I would want to work on both sides because I think if you agree with everyone in the room, you're in the wrong room. There should be opposition, but you got to come to an agreement. Right now, it just seems like it's nope, and I mean, it goes on both sides. They both do the same shit.
They were kind of getting Obama with that back then too, right? Obama couldn't get anything done.
Even the Supreme Court nominee, they won't even take the vote or something. They do that stuff because there needs to be term limits.
Yeah,
and I'm convinced that like it's not the fault. Like the deficit, the problem is not the person who's in the White House for 8 years. It's the person who's in the Capitol for 40.
Right.
That's the issue.
Right.
And I don't know. I get so pissed off sometimes talking about politics. I think everyone does. That's what's great. We can all hate each other.
And now we're on Twitter. We can just scream at each other immediately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter to me is fun. I mean, I say
you enjoy it.
It's an entertainment. I'm rarely serious. It's just,
are people shitty? People aren't shitty to you.
Oh yeah.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, you know who gets mad at me is a lot of the right wing guys because they refuse to admit Obama was responsible for the Bin Laden raid, and they yell like picture or it didn't happen. It's like fuck you. It happened. Yeah. I said goodbye to my kids and I thought I was going to die. It happened.
Isn't it crazy that they don't want to give him credit for making the call? And it's like, if it would have failed, he would have got blamed.
Of course.
That's right. And he rolled, I mean, speaking of politics, he rolled the dice. We fail that, he doesn't get reelected.
But
it's more important to get Bin Laden, but I mean, that's a reality. Like, he's rolling the dice on his own.
Oh, was that in his first term?
Mm-hmm. No. Yeah, I think so, wasn't it?
I don't remember. It was 2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that I'm sure then you're getting it from all sides? If you're willing to say, well, I think Trump has done a lot of good, and then you're also willing to say, Obama was responsible for this, and he did good when he was president too.
Yeah,
you don't have both sides supporting you.
No, never.
No, you have both sides hating you.
I could be talking about the snowfall in my hometown of Butte, Montana. Within 2 lines are fighting about Trump.
Yeah,
every tweet. It's just, I mean, to me, I enjoy it, and I'll make headlines sometimes with stupid shit that I say. It's like, well, I didn't mean that.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
Yeah. Do you ever I quit drinking at a very young age, so I didn't have Twitter, but it scares me to the idea of drunk tweeting.
There should be a breathalyzer on the phone.
I bet you they'll come out with that sooner or later. Something to stop you from sending texts to certain.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't already put out like a novelty, like unlock your phone. You can't unlock your phone if you're drunk or whatever.
Only to call 911 or something. You can't call friends.
It's a bad idea.
Yeah. Only 911 works.
Remember when you just had to worry about drunk texting? Now you have to worry about putting a statement out to the public.
Yes, and if it goes viral, you get worldwide headlines. It's wonderful.
Right. And then of course, if you're like, I had a couple drinks and I was tweeting, they're like, oh, we have an even bigger problem that we need to talk about.
Oh,
it's not.
Well, I mean, Roseanne lost her job from Twitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
And people get fired from Twitter.
Yeah. Roseanne lost her job on Roseanne.
Yeah. Yeah. The name of the show is Roseanne.
Well, they tried the Connors. Aren't they doing season 2 of that?
It's still on.
It's still on?
Still on. The Connors is still rolling.
Hey, good on them.
But I wonder if that's because it's a good show, or is it because the network just doesn't want to admit that they fucked up?
Yeah, I think that's got to have something to do with it.
Right? They don't want to
They're not
admit
going
it.
to say, well...
They wouldn't lose money on it, would they?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they're losing money.
Right.
I don't know.
I haven't watched it. I don't know.
I've heard nothing about it.
I watched The Office on Netflix. I don't know anything about the Connors.
We're getting royalties for The Office. We're mentioning
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a real shot.
Yeah.
Too many people have told me how great it is. And I just, I watched a couple of moments. I didn't love it, but I'm like, I'll give it a shot.
Who's your favorite person that's thanked you for what you did? Like in terms of not like the celebrity or the person that you were a kid that you grew up idolizing.
Or just a girl with giant tits in the mall.
Could be that.
That is pretty funny. No, it's come from a couple different places. Like I got a handwritten note from President Bush, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I got to meet President Obama, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got to hang out with Charlie Sheen, which is really cool.
All extremely cool things. The first 2 you frame.
Yeah.
The last one stays right in the memory bank.
Right in the front.
Steel trap.
Yeah, no, it's been cool. I mean, people face to face have been really good. So I get to go to a lot of cool events, a lot of sporting events. I saw you guys at the UFC.
Yeah.
a while back. Hang out with Bob Menery. He's pretty funny. Everyone's been great. I mean, obviously the social media stuff, people or whatever, but
That's not even real life.
No, it isn't.
It doesn't mean anything. What did you do? Did you go out? Did you eat with Obama, or did you just talk to him?
Just talk to him. That was just a great day because everyone was on the same sheet.
Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, we just hung out for a little bit. He snuck in. He snuck us in so he could go. We're at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and he was going to go see the 101st Airborne. So he came in to see us. So it was kind of a little head fake. They didn't know we were there. And then he came out and saw the troops. So it's always neat meeting a president, though.
It is, I'm sure. Right?
Yeah.
You met too.
I have met Bush. I've met
you met Bush,
Obama and Trump.
So it's 3.
President Trump actually he showed me the Lincoln bedroom in the White House, which is pretty cool.
Is that now? That's obviously where Lincoln slept. But do people not get to go in there?
Well, that was a funny story because we walked in and there's the bed that actually Abe Lincoln's son died in, and he slept in, and Abe Lincoln's desk was there. And then towards the south lawn is another desk, and underneath the glass is the Gettysburg Address, written and signed by Abe Lincoln. So I'm in there having this out-of-body experience, and I look back, and Trump's leaning against the wall, and he said, not everybody gets to see this, unless, of course, you donate to the Clinton Foundation. And I look at the president, I said, you just can't help yourself.
Isn't it amazing? It's just you guys there, and he's still the same.
Still just taking jabs. Oh, it's
That's funny.
He's actually a funny dude.
Did you? Is it?
It's so great to know too that he's just doing that in his personal.
That's who he
life.
is. He's just when Trump is showing you through the White House and or showing you the Lincoln bedroom, is there a roped off area, or do you guys just walk into the bedroom and sit on the bed?
No, I don't think it was roped off. I mean, you got to go up there. There's Secret Service right there because it's in front of the front door. I mean, they did have a guy run in the White House a while back. The Secret Service missed.
Yeah.
But you
and the president didn't sit on the bed together, though, did you?
No, we did not.
I don't know why you said sit on the bed. Like,
no, but I mean just like
as if you were inviting a girl over to do homework, and you're like, no, let's sit on the bed.
No, I mean just to go in there and like, are you allowed to just move about the room? Like, could you sit? Obviously, you wouldn't,
you need permission to go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the first family lives. And then
it's like Graceland.
Well, we had
can't go upstairs in Graceland.
We had dinner there in the East Wing with the president. My wife and I.
What'd you have?
We had chicken.
Were you mad that it wasn't the fast food feast that he's thrown?
We were talking about. I think it was before the fast food thing, but that would have been cool too. But just the chefs there are really good. And then we had the 3 scoops of ice cream. And my wife Jessica gets starstruck all the time, and she said, "This is going to be a big dinner, right?" And I'm like, "No, well, where am I going to sit?" I said, "Probably right next to him." And so she did. And she said,
"Oh, she was nervous."
Yeah, she was. My God, what do I say? I said, "Here's the good part. You're not going to have to say shit. He will not stop talking."
Yeah.
But he came in. The first thing he said, he winked at me, shook my wife's hand, and said, "She looks like Melania." And I'm like, "What the fuck was that?" That's the first thing he said to my wife.
He's just laying the groundwork. He's just letting everybody know where everybody stands.
Oh yeah.
I love that he just eats bad food. Like I want to go there and eat McDonald's in the White House.
I want to do a fast.
Well, he doesn't drink either, but he'll eat a bucket of fried chicken.
Yeah. I want to do a fast food feast at the White House.
Well, I mean, he's pretty funny, but he like you're saying, he's always measuring people up. The first time I ever met him, he came in a room and they said, so this is years ago, and they said, "Hey, everyone, this is Donald Trump, one of the most important men in the room." And he goes, "One of the most." It's like, all right, that's him.
Was this this was after 2011 or before?
No, this is after. Right when I got out, I was able to host or judge one of the Miss USA pageants. He was running those, so just a lot of people there. Pretty cool.
You know what? The only thing I would want to talk to the president about, I would want to hear the story of him taking the worst Stone Cold Stunner that anybody's ever taken. He took a Stone Cold Stunner at WrestleMania, and that's all I would want to talk to him about.
He'd probably love all politics and all this. He'd probably love to talk about wrestling.
I'll bet he would.
Oh yeah. Oh, I saw him the other day, and someone said, "How do you have all this energy?" And he goes, "I don't have a choice." I don't know. I can't talk wrestling anymore.
Yeah, it's. I wonder what's going to happen with the. I think nothing.
With the impeachment?
Yeah.
I think he'll get impeached, but I don't think he'll get removed.
Yeah, it'll pass the House. It won't pass the Senate. They'll keep trying to impeach until the Democrats get destroyed in November because they've done it to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they have. It's like, you don't need to just constantly do that.
I don't know. If Joe Biden keeps coming up with these great stories about corn pop, he may have a shot.
Biden is entertaining as hell, isn't he?
He's the greatest thing ever.
It's fun to watch.
I mean, I hope we get a year of Biden just going through, just rambling through speeches.
Oh, yeah. Biden.
Well, I love it. Go ahead.
He should get his own TV show.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, Biden. just Biden.
Yeah, I would watch Biden. Just
I would
what's
watch
your
Biden.
take on stuff, Joe?
That is so funny. Yeah, I mean, even like calling a heckler fat and challenging him to do push-ups. Yeah, that's comedy right there.
It's
I love
awesome.
that.
It's
Everyone had
awesome.
a problem with that. Whatever.
It's such a bad comeback too. Well, we'll see who could do more push-ups. Then he walks away.
Yeah.
Losing his
I
mind.
love-
It's fun to watch.
I love that. A guy running for president who was the vice president
8 years.
is now challenging people to foot races
Yeah.
to prove he's in shape.
Yes.
It's the best.
And
What a
then
time
these
to
are
be
potential
alive.
voters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he just can't take it. I don't think he wants to run. That's just no. I don't know the guy. But
can't imagine.
he
I don't
just
know why
wants
he would
relax.
want to.
They brought him
Yeah.
in. They're like, "Could you help us out?" And he's like, "All right."
I honestly don't know why anybody would want to.
I wouldn't want to. I get asked
Seems
that.
nuts.
No, there's
You
no
get
way.
offered? Didn't you get? Didn't they ask you about possibly running for something?
Yeah, Senate, Montana.
And you just didn't want to do it.
No fucking way. I mean, they
You could probably win in Montana.
I
Senate
might
in
be
Montana,
able to,
though.
but I mean, they find dirt on clean people,
Right.
And I'm famous for murder, so I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna find on me. I'm good.
But it's also it's just as soon as you state where you feel about this or you feel like that, you lose half the people. Like this, no matter what position you take, half the people hate your guts.
Yeah,
on
they're
it.
going to hate you,
Yeah.
and they're not going to vote for you. It's a fight for the independents.
Plus, you're in a real nice sweet spot right now. I feel like if I were you, I wouldn't even talk about politics ever because you get to be the guy that killed the worst person ever. How could anybody not like that? You know what I mean? You're in this position where you could be just beloved by all, but the minute you step and go like, here's why you should vote for me, here's what I think you should do.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
You're done.
Just saying the right thing about President Obama, hate. Then the right thing about President Trump, I get hate. It's insane.
That's just for supporting him. That's not
Yeah.
throwing. That's not throwing your hat into the political ring at all.
Yeah, that's just for saying, hey, I hope that the president's plan with China works out. And people are like, yeah, but what about? You're like, shut
Just
up.
saying nice things about the people. Like, it's all it is.
So you're not even tempted to run.
No. Nope. I mean, I'll support people that are running because I think there need to be more veterans on both sides, and I'll support either.
I like Tulsi.
I do too. Yeah.
You think Tulsi's running for third party?
If she does, they're even more screwed.
The Democrats.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Because you lose a lot of Democrats would vote for her instead of
Yeah.
whatever. Well, I mean, the third or fourth time the Democrats vote each, they would. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, he really meant it. Okay, all right, let's all relax.
Yes.
We're so concerned about hurt feelings. We're not looking at the where the country's going, where we're going in the war. Where
Well,
we're going.
I don't think facts and figures matter. I think
No.
a lot of
It
times
does.
how you feel is the
I had
most important thing. isn't it? Yeah.
It's
the
ridiculous.
day after the Delta killed Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, I was in an airport. I was in LaGuardia, and Trump just said it was a more important mission than Bin Laden raid. And she goes, we got off the plane. She recognized me. She goes, do you hate him now? Do you hate him? And I said, no. I said, why do you hate him? And she goes, he's mean. I'm like, well, yeah, but he's a billionaire. They're all mean.
So that did he really? I don't think that. I mean, look, I think that was a big one.
Oh, it's huge.
But
It's
I
awesome.
wouldn't say it was bigger than Bin Laden. But
Wait, I
you
mean,
know, come on.
he said it.
It's his. Sure.
He said it was bigger because it was his mission. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of.
It's a great
get
mission. They
that,
kicked
like-
ass. I
Yeah.
mean, it was awesome. Delta did a great job.
Yeah.
And it's so funny how I was on the Bin Laden raid, yet I'm jealous of them for doing that one. It's like, why can't I do that one? It's like,
You were, dude. Most people after Captain Phillips are good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to
Yeah.
have another one after
Yeah, I
Captain
know.
Phillips.
Yep.
You interact. I'm not sure if I've asked you this. You interacted with the real guy, with the real Somali pirates, the one that got taken on board, or did you interact?
I
with
did
him at
not.
all?
I'm the
No.
captain.
No,
we interviewed the guy who played him in the movie, so we have
That's
our own
really good.
story.
Yeah. But that guy's awesome. He did a great job.
He did. Yeah.
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like ad lib or something, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
And
yeah.
they kept it. So you didn't. You just basically were outside. You didn't deal with him.
No, we because we didn't know what we were gonna do. We didn't go in there to shoot those guys. My SEAL team was not my SEAL team, but that SEAL team was designed to rescue people at sea, but had never done it in over 25 years. So we had a lot of time to train.
Right.
And
But you never actually.
You would think we thought of everything. We
Mhm.
didn't think of that because the boat's being towed by the ship.
Right.
So the snipers were just out there to make sure nothing unsafe happened, and we were inside coming up with the best plan. We had every guy come up with a plan, and we just narrowing the plans down. And then one of the snipers sent a text and said, "We got him." And I said, "Got who? Get out here. We got him." So it was cool. And I guess the movies are never completely accurate because I think the best part of the movie would have been what actually happened with the sniper who went in to get him.
Yeah.
Because like someone had to climb down the rope and go into the small thing to get Captain Phillips. And this guy was saying, and it could be bullshit, but I think the story's awesome. He said, the whole time I'm getting ready to go in, I'm thinking, okay, this is my one chance ever to rescue rescue someone, I got to think of something cool to say. So do I say we're a SEAL team here to get you out like they did in the movie, do blah, blah, blah. And he said he went in there with the pistol and they'd been using this boat as a toilet and it had been cooking for 4 days at African heat. And there's 3 guys now laying in it with their heads split open. And he said, he looked at Captain Phillips and said, I'm going to need therapy after this. And he goes, God damn it, that's what I said? Therapy for me? Shit.
Oh, they were all just shitting inside, right?
I think so, yeah. Because you come out, you're risking getting shot, I guess.
Do you kind of wish that you had had a moment with Bin Laden to have like an Arnold Schwarzenegger like Terminator line right before you shot him?
Yeah, Jim Jeffries told me I should have said, where you been, Laden?
Can you imagine if that's the last thing that Bin Laden hear? Like, what?
Or just say, by the way, I'm Jewish.
Oh, God, that's funny.
What was the most uncomfortable thing when you're a SEAL and when you're training to be SEAL and you're going through, because obviously they put you through everything so that you're prepared for everything. Yeah. What was the thing that you'd go, no, not this thing?
I wouldn't want to do it now.
Yeah, or just the most uncomfortable, or
actually not even in SEAL training. Training, but not in the initial SEAL training. When you're actually a Navy SEAL, when we would train in swamps, is the most uncomfortable.
Yeah,
swamps, because everything in a like a rainforest, like a swamp, because everything a jungle is trying to kill you. Everything in there.
Right. The plants are trying to kill you.
Yeah, a frog will kill you if you touch it.
Right.
There are obviously snakes and crocodiles and shit like that. So that was never good.
How do you wind up never practically using that probably too? You probably didn't spend a lot of time in a swamp.
That's why I make sure to thank Vietnam vets. They were in it every day.
How do you
fighting a serious war?
How do you get past that mental thing? I don't like to swim at the beach because I'm afraid of what's under the water.
Yeah,
how do you get past that feeling of like, there could be a crocodile on my foot right now?
Well, everything that touches you when you're in the ocean is a great white shark.
Right.
If you touch something. No, you
unless it's a jellyfish, then I just came on myself.
Yeah. That's awesome. No, I've been asked before, what kind of repellent did you use for sharks? And I'm like, well, it's easy. You either get in the water or you don't.
Right.
It's that simple. And they say, well, how do you know there's sharks there? I said, it's simple. Taste the water. If it tastes like salt, there's sharks. That's it. The sharks, they're just there. They're not going to bother you.
Right.
Crocodiles, I wouldn't recommend swimming with, but a great white's not going to bother you.
But you just have to be smart enough and present enough to stay aware of that.
You're not going to do anything. And like people say, well, don't you just carry a knife? So what? That shark's kind of
you do hear the punch on the nose stories, though. People do say if you hit the snout of the shark.
Yeah, I'm sure there are other people that would beg to differ. However, they can't talk.
Right. That works if you're underwater with them and they're just because they're really curious. And if you just grab, they'll actually like it because they can't scratch their own faces. A lot of tiger sharks like that stuff.
They got very itchy noses.
But you got to figure now if a shark attacks you, he's coming at you at like 25 miles an hour. So you're not going to punch him in the nose.
Just go like this, and hope that it lands on the nose. Just stick your fist out.
There's a lot of people with one hand going, I went to punch him in the face.
I got that son of a bitch.
But the swamps are the worst because you just don't know, because everything around you.
You just feel like it, yeah. So the jungle's more than swamps, I guess, but the jungles are swampy. So
Did you just have to get past dread? Like, does dread just not have to be something that you feel?
Well, it's the realization that worrying about something you can't affect isn't going to help, so just stop wasting the energy.
Right. Life would be so much easier. It's hard to do, though. That's really hard to do.
How long does it take to get the mental part of it down? It's one. I'm sure the physical stuff.
I think it's
the mental part.
In the first training when you realize that you can push yourself through anything if you use your mind. Because your body's not going to pull you through, but your mind will. And like they do little drills to us. A lot of people quit. There's a Hell Week is a part where you start training on Sunday and you don't sleep until Friday. So around the clock training. And sometime around like Tuesday night, they take you to this pier and it's called Steel Pier, and they have hoses out and you lay on the steel. It's freezing ass cold. Then they put you in the water and you're floating. And then they have you start taking off your clothes in a life-saving whatever. And people just think because I'm taking off my clothes, I'm getting colder. So then they quit. And it's like, you're not getting any colder. You're going to be this cold.
Oh.
What's that?
Make sure that door is all the way shut. Yeah. It is, right?
Yeah.
Is that coming from outside?
That's coming from me.
Oh, it's a phone.
Oh,
okay.
it's an Amber Alert.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Way to stay on top of things, Tommy.
Yeah, for me, I experienced Hell Week as well when I was in high school in the theater department. Hell Week was, they would keep us there to run dress rehearsals before the show until 8 p.m., so I also did Hell Week.
Yes, again.
Yeah.
And
So,
instead of Steel Pier, we did Blumpkin Tuesday.
right.
I just think how unpleasant. I don't react well to unpleasantness. Like my body doesn't do well when I'm not comfortable. Like,
Jim, you used to have a guy that would call the hotels you were staying at before you checked in to make sure that they had feather pillows.
Here's the thing: I'm not a good sleeper. I'm a poor sleeper, and I don't sleep under itchy sheets particularly well. I'm a very itchy person, so I can't.
You hired a big, strong man to call hotels to make sure that the pillows were right.
I like to get a good night's sleep. I'm a very poor sleeper, so we all have our little things. But I would probably not do well in military.
Yeah,
situations.
SEAL training is not pleasant at all, and we can make anything suck. Like skydiving, people pay to skydive. It sucks in the military sometimes.
Why? Why does it suck?
Just carrying all your shit. You got a gun on you. You got rucksacks. It's in between your legs. Sometimes other people connected to you, and it's at night, and you're jumping out, pulling, and then you got to find where you're going at night under night vision, which is just.
And you don't have a big, strong man that you're strapped to that's doing all the work for you.
No, I mean,
You're right.
sometimes you're that guy.
Right.
And-
You are the
yeah,
big, strong
yeah,
man.
yeah.
I see.
I mean, it's cool, but I mean, there's a pucker factor where what if my parachute wraps around the gun and I get a horseshoe malfunction and I burn in?
Well, if you don't pull your cord, do they automatically go? Or
yeah,
no?
they can. They will. There's an automatic opening device on there that will open your reserve parachute if you're just tumbling. But the problem with tumbling is, you want your chute to come out straight so it opens. The funny thing about skydiving though is no matter how bad it goes, you're going to land.
Yeah, you know where you're going to be.
Yeah,
shortly.
You're going to reach the ground.
Yeah, you're not going to be floating up there.
There's footage of that guy, Philippe, whatever,
Petit?
jumping. Not Petit, no, another. Maybe his name wasn't Philippe. The guy who jumped out of the balloon for
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah, but he got into a spin.
Yeah.
And there's a way to get yourself
to
out
correct
of the,
it, that's
you have
right.
to correct it.
You can get out of it. You can get if you're stuck in a spin, you got to pull your lines and actually bicycle your feet, and eventually it'll come out. But then you need to make the decision. You can cut it away, and your reserve will come out.
Mm-hmm.
You got to make that decision because now I'm down to one chute.
Right.
And people always say, "What if there's a problem with the chute?" It's like you have the rest of your life to figure out a solution. But skydiving is awesome. It's fun as hell. But we can make scuba diving suck. Like when we dive closed circuit, it's a rebreather, so it's bubbleless. And so you can't, and again at night, so you can't see anything, you can't hear anything. You're underwater.
Imagine being underwater with a scuba mask at night.
At night, and so you're just looking at, you got it's like a little Indiglo type thing with a depth gauge and a compass and a watch, and you're counting your kicks.
Yeah.
But you can't, you're in your own head, and it's like wearing these underwater. I used to mess with guys right before they get in the water. They have all their shit on, and they're already purged. And I'd say, all right, guys, it's like a 4-hour dive, and I would say, have a good dive, but first, rising up. They're singing "Eye of the Tiger" for 4 hours.
So you have to literally just count how many kicks so you know how far you have to go.
Yeah, you know how many 100 meters or how many kicks is 100 meters, and then you're swimming in legs, and you're trying because you're doing a ship attack basically. So you're trying to find a pier or find a ship to swim to. Yeah, it's cool when you think about it, but a lot of stuff that looks cool really sucks.
Right.
When you get done with everything that you did, are the stressors of normal civilian day-to-day life like a joke? Does it make it so that you are so desensitized to what stress is and the things that people get worried about that you're like, no?
I get to fly pretty much every day, so I watch people in airports, and I get to see how the lack of situational awareness people have.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like...
I guess because that's what all this is, right? Situational awareness for
like
every situation.
People die because they're walking and texting. Then that happens, and it's hilarious. It's not... It's almost like it never happened. All that shit that my team and I did. It just seems like I know the story. There's no way we did all that. Life's not that long.
So, but it doesn't make you feel like a superhero. Like you have this.
The opposite. No, I'm a normal dude that had a good attitude. And even on the Bin Laden raid, I watched people do cool shit the whole time, and just admiring my own guys.
Like, whoa, this is awesome.
Look, I mean, they're not even worried about the house blowing up, which it should. They're just doing their job. And then at the very end, I was the second guy to go up the stairs, and there's 2 of us left, and it wasn't even bravery. It was like, we're gonna blow up now. Let's get it over with.
Right.
And then he went one way, went the other. There's Bin Laden shot him.
Crazy.
Yeah.
You want a break? We have Phyllis here. We should break. Can you guys hang out? And Phil Hanley's.
Hang out with us. Phil Hanley's coming in, comedian from here in New York City.
And you're promoting. Sorry, Steve. You're promoting. I know you have books. You have signed books that people
signed
can get
books.
On your site.
On RobertJO'Neill.com.
Is it one L or two?
2 L's.
Okay.
Everyone else spells it wrong.
2 L's.
RobertJO'Neill.com.
RobertJO'Neill.com. The book is called The Operator, and it's signed, and it's $45, and it makes a hell of a Christmas gift.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I love it. So does the Front Toward Enemy shirt. Look at that. Even more winning.
Look at
that's
that.
That's the example of military. We dumb it down to keep it simple. Because this on a claim of mine, it says Front Toward Enemy. Because you don't want to point at yourself.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that
So
shirt.
this is like a thing for life. That's how
Yeah.
you face your fears. Front Toward Enemy.
That's a very basic instruction.
It is.
But it's good.
There's literally bazookas that say shoot like this. With a picture of a guy shooting it like this. It's fucking great.
Before we take a break, you don't have to get anybody Christmas gifts, right? I mean, can't you, like, when somebody's like, oh, what did you get me? Can't you be like,
Well,
America.
sometimes for Christmas, I fly family members out to Sirius XM.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Wow, what a shit gift.
We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
That's great.
So welcome, Phil.
Thank you.
I just don't. I was trying to watch live Grateful Dead videos recently. I was like watching like Touch of. That's the only song I like by Grateful Dead's Touch of Grey, which is the worst. And I'm like, I want to see this live. And I was just watching Jerry Garcia sing live. I just don't get it with the Dead.
You know what the issue is? They suck.
Well,
All right, guys. I'm right.
I mean, I hope you don't feel attacked, but yeah, no, they're.
Why
they
would I
suck.
feel
Yeah,
attacked?
yeah.
My lifeblood has just been attacked. Yeah. When you gotta watch the right show, and Touch of Grey is more of like a pop. That's not.
It is.
They're not
Is that a popular one?
profiled. Well, yeah, it was like their big hit, but they're.
right.
It's not. They're like a jam
Watching the
band,
shit.
like jazz, or like a true.
Yeah.
You know.
that's not my thing.
Because it sucks.
No, I mean,
Well,
there is that argument.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
is.
that's someone who likes professional wrestling, but he's not 12, so we know.
The jam band thing, though, seems like you either just love them or hate them. Does it
Yeah.
seem like that? Because there's a lot of them out there that people like. I know people that have seen like Fish 700 times.
Yeah, I think Norton hit it on the head. You either watch it and you're just like, I don't get it, or you go, this is my lifeblood. This is everything for me.
I think you got to be introduced to it at the right time, and I don't love all jam bands, but I love the Dead.
Do you like Fish?
I'm not. I mean, I have nothing against them, but no,
They just don't do it
I'm
for you
not
like
like,
the Dead does.
Widespread Panic. Like, all right, I like them, but I can't. I mean, I'm not going to follow them around.
Yeah,
Right.
What do they sing? Widespread Panic. I know the name. I've never.
I don't know.
I mean, are they that type of just 5
jam
hours?
band.
Yeah, they're jamming. Like, what are they? Blue Indian, and they sing "Climb to Safety."
Bow-legged woman
Okay, I'm listening.
makes sense to me.
Blumpkin Tuesday.
Blumpkin Tuesday.
Yeah, it's not my style of music.
So Phil, you're not like a overall jam band guy. You are a Grateful Dead man.
Yeah, that's right.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
I was just kidding. I was being overly critical of them to get under your skin.
Okay, because it really hurt my feelings.
I thought it might have.
Isn't it weird how people get attached to our music and like if you're insulting my music, you're insulting me? It's so stupid.
I had nothing to do with the creation of this.
You used to argue about music with people in school. I remember some girl humiliated me because she said,
No.
no, I know, no, not even money involved, surprisingly. But she, we were talking about something, and I was defending a band I liked, and she was like, "Oh, what do you want to? Do you want to get into a rock argument?" And I'm like, "Oh, why do I care?"
You don't remember what band it was?
No, but I'm like, I remember being humiliated that I gave a fuck what she thought about my music.
When did you get into Grateful Dead?
When I was a kid.
Okay, so when you're in high school, they're not the most popular thing in the world, or did you
No.
find
Especially not in
like-minded?
Canada. No, none of my friends. Some of my older friends that went to college and stuff like that. I started liking them when I was like 10 or something like
Okay,
that.
that's really young to be a Grateful Dead fan.
Yeah, totally.
Because you're not even doing drugs yet.
No, not quite yet. I was getting close though.
So you're the
I wanted
only.
to go there just for the girls at a Grateful Dead show. It seemed like
You
the
like them?
Yeah, it just seemed like the girls were very free.
Yeah. Loose women.
That's a way to put it.
I like that. No deodorant,
Yeah.
good girl.
You like that?
I do.
Check those pheromones out.
I like girls that look like Jerry Garcia.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Some of them did though. I've seen enough photos. There were some unattractive.
Okay, it runs the gamut. You're saying?
Yeah.
that's good. So when you're 10, right, and you're trying to tell your friends, no, like, how did you get introduced to Grateful Dead at 10?
I remember because I'm dyslexic, and Bob Weir, who's the rhythm guitar player, was dyslexic or is dyslexic. And I remember hearing about that, and then just getting into them. I mean, I liked a whole bunch of music at that time.
Yeah,
I loved AC/DC and stuff like that.
Sure,
but But
Did you think it was weird, like as a kid, when you start like telling your friends, "Hey, I found this band, The Grateful Dead, they're the greatest thing ever"?
Yeah.
And all your friends are like, "No, they're not."
No, I was used to because I'd get really into music, and my friends at that age just wouldn't.
Yeah.
They'd like one song or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's all. I go one or two songs and I'm finished with them.
Yeah.
I just can't do it.
Did you ever try to be a musician?
Yeah, I play bass.
Did you think that's
bass player's the smart one because they always work because no one wants to play bass. Nobody wants to be a bass player. Everybody wants to play lead guitar or sing.
I'm a bass player.
Are you really?
I am.
Oh, that's great.
Are you in a band?
Yes, I am.
Oh, see, you'll
there's
always
always
be
work.
needed.
Yeah.
You'll always be needed. You probably never had to look very far for a band because everybody's always looking for a bass player.
Well, plus I'm so damn good looking, though.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
there's
more
obviously
for you
the
what it
sex,
is.
the whole the sex appeal thing. She's gonna get the fucking the wet vaginas into the room.
That's right.
If you got a crowd, you got a good guitar player. If they're dancing, you got a good bass player.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And if
yeah.
they're playing the Park Street Party Pals in Butte, Montana, you got the meth.
A lot of meth in Montana?
It's an issue up there, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
I mean,
think.
But walking into that,
I mean, why wouldn't
that's
you? What
that's
else
a
you gonna
bar
do?
up there that it is. I mean, people say it all the time, but it's like walking into the Star Wars bar. There's a
Cantina?
It's the cantina.
Yeah.
There's some Looney Tunes up there.
I wouldn't think that would be a place where meth is. I guess that in the smaller areas, maybe it's a
I think it's
small
when you-
town, Butte.
When you get nothing to do, meth becomes popular.
Yeah, there's
Right?
nothing,
That's-
nothing to do. Yeah, like the mall's closed.
I got some meth. I mean,
I have a tub.
yeah.
So there's always meth.
You know, it's like the Butte. Is a lot more famous than it should be for 30,000 people. Like the name Butte, Montana, everybody
Yeah,
knows that
that's
name, and I didn't realize it was only a 30,000 person.
That's
Why?
what Evil Knievel.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Evil Knievel's the man.
And the guy that killed
he
Bin
is the
Laden.
man.
And the guy that killed
And that guy.
Were you a boy? Was he a boyhood idol of yours, Evil Knievel?
You know, he was known around town for being a real prick.
Everybody says he was a major dickhead.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was
That's-
apparently a very mean man.
Well, yeah, his probably bones were always broken.
His back-
His fucking-
he's cracky.
his back is fucking busted.
I heard a story about him that he was. Well, I heard it from the guy. He was friends with a priest and actually an army general, Don Shea. And when he jumped the tower, or tried to jump to what are they?
Caesar's.
The fountains at Caesars, and he wrecked that famous wreck and broke every bone in his body.
Uh-huh.
Don Shea, the priest, went out there to read him his last rites. Because he broke every bone. And the first thing he said to the priest was, okay, my family's definitely coming now. Someone quick, get that broad out of my room.
Well, I got a chance to. I was a ring announcer for Evil Knievel days. This is back when he was still alive, and he came back to town for a celebration. You know, week-long celebrations. They had a big smoker, big boxing match, like a tough man deal. And I actually saw Evil Knievel at about probably 80 years old try to fight another 80-year-old guy.
That's
it was
awesome.
Over what?
I don't even know. They were too old. They were both old Butte guys. I'm sure they had run-ins since the 50s.
That's
and,
awesome.
And they were still.
Those guys that just didn't like each
They
other
just
from
didn't
the
like
old
each other,
days.
and they were still going to throw down her.
Have you seen the Evil Knievel documentary that Johnny Knoxville
That was awesome.
did?
Awesome.
So good.
Unbelievable.
I don't know if I
So
saw that.
good.
Didn't he come in to promote that? I almost want to say he came
I
in to
think
promote
so.
that.
I think it's called I Am Evil. Is that right?
I don't know.
It is.
I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It was. I
It's
think
really
it's on Hulu. It's so good.
Doesn't Robbie Knievel jump too?
He
His
did.
son?
He definitely
used to.
did.
He used to.
Oh, he stopped?
I think so. Yeah, he's just getting older. But
You know what? I think of Robbie Knievel. I'm literally thinking somebody who's 25 years old.
Oh,
I'm
no, Robbie
forgetting-
Knievel's
Robbie's
now.
a very young-looking guy, and he's got that attitude too.
Yeah.
But
Being evil.
Being evil.
being evil.
Yeah, EVEL.
I'm surprised he never paralyzed himself. He broke his back. He broke
Yeah,
everything.
he broke all the bones.
He crashed in Wembley. There was the Caesar's Palace jump, and there were so many other small.
That's what's so
smaller
great.
jumps.
Like now, you look at these because they still try to do stunt jumps and stuff like that, but they spend 2 hours explaining the physics and how every single circumstance and everything that could possibly happen has already been figured out. Even if there's no net, they're like, we know exactly what the wind is, we know exactly what the acceleration is. This bike was specifically made only for this jump, and blah blah blah. Evil Knievel would just grab a dirt bike.
No, he had a street bike.
Yeah,
it's a Harley. Yeah.
yeah,
He's like,
and just pile up some cars
And put a ramp there.
and put
Yeah.
a ramp. That's it.
Hey, you're
There
not
was-
using that bus, are you? It was
there
crazy.
There was no scientist. There was none of this stuff that you see in the
The
preparation.
lack of planning. Like, he would plan it, but the lack of obsession about him being safe.
and that's why he crashed all the time.
Yeah, he really, when you look at it, was not particularly great at what he did.
No,
he
no,
always,
he
crashed.
He just crashed.
He crashed constantly.
Yeah. Great at jumping, okay at landing.
But that's why you would tune in every time. You really think he might crash? Oh, I think he probably will.
That's why do you think we're here?
Yeah.
Why do you think I paid $8?
Yeah.
Was the fountain the worst one? Was that his worst fall?
I think Wembley Stadium in London, he had a real bad.
What did he jump? What did he jump in Wembley?
I think Wembley was the double-decker buses. I think that's if I'm.
Isn't that great though? He got so big from just jumping over shit
crazy.
that he went to London.
Yeah.
He was an international star. There he goes.
Let's see this.
He's like, what if we make a really big hill? And he goes right over.
Oh yeah.
Ass over tea kettle.
The bike hits him. The bike goes on top.
And do you know how?
But he made the jump. He did make the jump.
Do you know how badly you must hit your ball when you jump buses and slam your dick into the seat?
Yeah. He broke his balls.
Did he get really fucked up there?
Oh yeah. Look at him go. Oh, just.
That's embarrassing too.
Ragdolled all over the place.
The bike hits him.
Yeah, the bike landed on him. Yeah.
That was a mess.
Fucked up.
Insult.
It was so many buses though. It was crazy.
That was a lot.
And he cleared a very impressive jump.
Yeah, he cleared him.
Yeah.
He wasn't good at landing. You're right. He was a good jumper and just not good at that final.
Oh, that was so close.
Because that's why he was the man. Because there wasn't any like I said, there was no physics. There was no training specifically. It was just fuck it. Let's just do this.
Just hit it.
So you met him.
What's that?
You got to meet him.
Got to meet him. Yes.
Did you know him at all? Did you get to speak to him, or was it just a hello?
No, it was really brief, but I got a chance to just say, I'm a fan of yours, Evil. Thanks for having me do this. And he was very nice to me.
He was nice.
Really nice to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's his son?
Robbie's a good guy. Robbie's had some trouble in the press, but he's got a great attitude. He's a really good guy. Yeah.
Why is he in trouble in the press?
He had drinking and driving issues a couple times, and Robbie's. He even came out and said, "Look, I like to drink and jump motorcycles for a living. Shit's gonna happen."
Yeah,
and he's not trying to cover it up. He's not trying to downplay anything.
Right.
It's what it is. And
people are going, do you know how badly you could hurt yourself by drinking and driving?
Yeah, what picture of emotional health do you think jumps buses?
Well, they have he got arrested, Evel Knievel, and they have a museum up there with the ledger with his name on it. He got arrested for reckless driving, if you can believe that. And the way he got Evel Knievel, the name, is because he was in a cell with a guy with the last name Knoffel. Mm-hmm. And they were both in front of the judge. And the judge said, what a Robert Knoffel? He goes, call me Awful Knoffel. And the judge said, if you're Awful Knoffel, that must make you Evel Knievel.
And he was like, oh,
really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's awesome.
A cool story.
That's a cool story.
That's how Butte got a little bit on the map.
It was for Evel Knievel. Yeah, because I'm wondering, why have I heard of that? Like, I'm very aware of Butte, Montana.
What it
I've
is.
never had. I don't even know where it is in Montana.
It's like, what is it, Bangor, Maine? That's what Stephen King put it on the map, right?
But I know why I know Bangor, Maine. Like, because Stephen King writes about Maine all the time, and Derry's a fake Maine.
Right.
But like, what the fuck do I know Butte from?
That's what I'm trying to do for Westchester. Put it on the map.
I don't think you're going to do Abbottabad. Is that what it was?
Abbottabad, Pakistan.
Yeah.
Resort town.
Hey, are you surprised they gave Musharraf the death penalty?
No, they'll do that. I'm not. I mean, he was an ally of ours, and I don't think he was there though. I don't think.
No, he's in Dubai.
Yeah, I'd stay there.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they would. I guess they would actually execute him, wouldn't they?
They would. Yeah, they're all about that over there.
Robert, what do you watch for entertainment?
Well, other than The Office.
When a movie comes out, what's the last good movie that you went and saw?
The last good movie? I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Cats?
1917 about World War I.
So you will watch war movies?
I will watch like that and Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I will watch
older
those.
war movies.
Based on true events. I don't want to watch this jumping out of glass with a big flame up your ass type. I don't like those movies.
What about when the Fast and the Furious had to save the Earth from nuclear war?
Yeah, I can't watch those.
Not for you.
Well, it's ruined it because I know what it's like.
Right.
And war is rarely that exciting.
So it's not like jumping in a fast car and driving up a missile for a big jump onto a plane.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay.
No,
did they do that?
Yeah, maybe they had to stop the Russian villain played by Charlize Theron in the airplane.
All right, so that's actually a little too close to reality.
Well, even people have asked me what's the because I grew up in Montana hunting elk, and they said, "What's the difference between hunting elk and hunting Al Qaeda?" And I said, "Well, I've never shot an elk in its sleep." It's a joke. No, but I mean, it's war's not that exciting. War sometimes comes to a point where like, are these people? Am I missing something? Are these people this bad at it? Are we that good at it?
Huh?
Did you talk to any of them, any of those guys, and they're actually like, Wow, I actually connect to this person. Like, were there any of this person that you're interrogating where you speak to them and you realize like it's harder to hate this guy because I'm having a moment of just talking to him?
Well, yeah, and not everyone. Very few people in a war zone are combatants. Like there are people just trying to get on with their lives. So not everyone's a bad guy. Even not everyone carrying a gun's a bad guy, and it's hard to distinguish sometimes. But there's just people over there doing stuff. And there was a house we went into in Iraq where it was the wrong house, and I felt bad for getting mud on their carpet. I'm serious. And, and I had a moment of like, I see why they hate us.
Yeah, sorry to disrupt your life. Yeah.
They're just living, and all of a sudden there's strange
dudes in
people.
the house at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
That's gotta be
God
scary.
damn it, you woke me up, and now there's mud on my floor?
Mud, that's the part that got me. I didn't shoot anybody.
Right. But
you know,
the house is dirty.
The house is dirty. I'm not sticking around to clean it up.
No,
but you
of course
got to
not.
bring
You
an
got other things to
interpreter.
do.
There's got to be an interpreter, right?
Yeah. And usually it's an American from, that speaks that language.
Do you play video games?
I used to play Halo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anymore. But I've run into kids 10 years old that know more about guns than I do because they play video games.
Yeah, what do you think about this? Every time there's a shooting, I can't believe that they're still going back to this. Like, well, these video games are so realistic now.
See, I think the video games will desensitize you to violence. I really think so. And I'm not blaming video games. I'm not blaming guns. For the shootings. It's just these are bad people.
Yeah,
and the whole gun thing. I mean, it's not the gun's fault. It's not the game's fault. It's the person's fault.
Yeah, but how do you find a bad person before there's a big giant shooting?
Prejudging. That's how I do it. I look at them and I sum them up before I ever speak to them.
3 words: stop and frisk.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, it's weird.
You can usually find them on social media because they'll be posting about it. But
they do check people's social media
do,
too,
and people say stuff before they do it. A lot of times,
but there's so many idiots on social media that aren't going to do shit.
Yeah, there is.
You know what I mean? Like, although it would be nice if you could just arrest them all.
It would be.
Just lock them all up.
I mean, yeah. Hey, I wish there. I wish there was no gun violence, but it's out there, and you're not going to take them away from people that. But I mean, that's.
Well, I don't wish there was no gun violence because if there was no gun violence, you wouldn't have shot Bin Laden. So
yeah, that's
I
true.
wish there was a very little bit of gun violence,
just a little bit peppered with.
Yeah,
gun
at times
violence.
it's helpful.
Yeah. Specific gun violence can be good.
I mean, I think that I don't have a problem checking someone's background, see if they're an asshole before you give them a gun. And I think people take it too far. I mean, I don't think we should be selling bazookas and belt-fed machine guns to people.
Especially, you don't need those at Walmart, right?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't have a problem with having. I have AR-15s that they're calling weapons of war, which are not weapons of war. They look like them. They shoot semi-automatic, and I've never seen an AR-15. Technically at war, but it's just a technicality because it's almost the same gun.
But the gun that goes with the politics stuff that we were talking about earlier, where you can't really, there's no conversation to be had because the minute you say, well, I kind of think this, but I think that, if it's not exactly how somebody else feels.
I'm getting Twitter hate as we speak for that comment.
So
background checks. Like, well, come on.
Yeah, I kind of want people to be checked.
I mean, if it's arduous to get a driver's license.
Well, apparently it's not anymore.
Is it not?
Line around the corner in New York, illegal immigrants getting
driver's license.
They do, right? They are giving them to illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little wild.
I'm having a hard time. I have to update my license, and I couldn't even register. I couldn't even fucking register my account online.
Well, because the internet's passing you by a little bit.
No, I'm just focused on different things. I do different things online.
Too many porn tabs open.
Yeah, exactly.
Computer just keeps getting infected. Yeah, I'll click here. Sure.
No, but you're not even gonna be able to fly with a New York driver's license after next year.
You have to get the little
the advanced license. Or use your passport.
Yeah,
I'm going to get the advanced license. Will you be able to go into Canada with that, with the advanced license?
Canada and Mexico.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you had to use a passport.
No, once you get the advanced license, you can you'll have to present it at the airport, but you'll be able to go to the border to Canada and Mexico with the advanced license instead of the passport.
I guess it's got the passport numbers on it. I don't know what it does.
It's got data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'm okay with that. It's just irritating to not be able to fly.
Well, it's irritating. They say it's difficult for people to get licenses. Now they make it more difficult for us to get licenses. It's like that's like the whole government-run healthcare thing. How's that going to work? Well, you just tell me your best day at the DMV. That's what healthcare is going to be like when you let the government run it.
Yeah, except your head's bleeding.
That could also be at the DMV.
That could happen.
That could be in either place.
Yeah.
I haven't. Last time I
You get
went,
in a fight with somebody at the DMV because you're so frustrated. He puts you in the hospital. You go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's the same as the DMV.
I saw Evel Knievel beating the shit out of an 80-year-old in there.
It's one of those things where when you're there, you're just like, it's everything they say it is. It's just not run
The
well.
DMV?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just frustrating.
Well, I've heard that the key to it is getting there 15 minutes before they quit, before the time's up, closing time, because they'll just hurry to get out of there.
Oh, right.
You know what?
Rumor. I don't know if it works.
Or do they just cut off a line?
They'll probably
and say,
just cut it off and
yeah.
you're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, get them before they're ready to go. It's almost like when you're signing for people, the people at the end of the line, you probably talk to. I actually talk to them a little more because I know there's the finish line.
Bro,
I see
you
the
have
finish
had
line.
you have never had a line of people waiting. To
I
get your
should say
autograph.
that when there's people waiting for me to sign, I'll talk to one of them, the two. You're right. I did overvalue that, and I made them a line.
This was purely hypothetical.
Maybe they were laying end to end. You're right. The line is incorrect.
Oh, so Phil,
Yes.
Stress Factory this weekend.
Yes.
Vermont Comedy Club in Burlington, December 27th and 28th.
Yep.
Do you like being on the road, or do you prefer
I do.
sticking around town?
This month I've been on the road the whole time. I mean, I like it. I was just in Vegas for a week. Comedy Cellar Vegas.
Do you do stuff when you go? Or do you...
I'm pretty low key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do well at the cellar?
In Vegas?
Yeah, because I was warming up by that thing I shot. We warmed up at the cellar.
That thing. Look at Mr. The Degenerates on Netflix. Bashful boy
It's
over
not.
there.
It's just, but it was a stand-up.
New
shoot.
Year's Eve.
It was a stand-up shoot. It was, and I was warming up at the cellar, and I was bombing.
You were.
Oh, was I fucking bombing because they were all tourists.
Yeah, it's different. This week was like a rodeo week, so there were like a lot of cowboy hats in the crowd, which is not necessarily my demographic.
I see.
Yeah.
They're Canadian cowboys.
There are. I flew from Calgary to Vegas, and the whole plane was Canadian cowboys.
I was at that rodeo.
Were you really?
Like, what was that Saturday night? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was at somewhat of a rodeo performing for the people that were at the rodeo before. Yeah.
So, but they were not feeling.
No, they were. It was good, but we're spoiled. Like it's so different than the Comedy Cellar in New York.
Right.
Not
Very
so
different
different, but there are
energy,
some
yeah.
differences.
Right, and you get up on stage and you look out and you see a bunch of cowboy hats and you're like, okay, this is what we're working with tonight.
Yeah.
Like, let's.
Yeah, it feels it's a good demographic from all over the country.
Right.
I heard a lot of
You
like,
did.
Oh fuck.
You did.
Yeah, it was bad.
They got you at Caroline's too. They got you.
They groaned at the setup. Yeah, the Saturday Early Show.
I saw you on the Saturday Early Show, and they got you on one of the setups. I can't even remember.
Don't remember the joke.
Harvey, you didn't even get to a joke. You said, yeah, and then you said, I think it was Harvey Weinstein.
Probably Harvey Weinstein.
You go like, and you guys heard about Harvey Weinstein. Oh, and it's like I didn't even say anything about him.
What's
yet.
that?
Were they your
Saturday show is always half, some comedy club people, some fans, holidays, people are on
okay.
vacation.
Yeah.
Most of them would be, but there's some that aren't. They just come and they fucking groan at the setup. I told them, you people groaned at the setup. You know what I was going to say.
I did like that
Assholes.
you did take a moment to you paused in the middle of your joke to say, thank you for doing that, by the way. That's the difference between today and before. You guys groan at the setups.
Yeah.
So anyway.
People, they're like, what's there to doing comedy now and 20 years ago? And that's what it is. It's when you say, so Michael Jackson, can you let me finish?
Yeah, I didn't even get an opinion.
Exactly.
It's not controversial to just say the man's name.
Yeah. So that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I bombed her in the cellar horribly. That's the point of this dumb story.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
I think it's
I am
funny.
too, because the shoot went well.
It
But,
did.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to get a good bomb out of the way before you shoot something. It kind of cleanses you.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
I wasn't planning on 4 bombs in a row.
How long, Phil, were you in comedy before you started to appreciate bombing? Because I would imagine when you're new, every
it's the worst
set
thing,
is the
yeah.
most important thing in the world, and you just have to kill every time.
Yeah.
But
I can't say I have a large appreciation for it now.
oh, really?
Yeah, totally.
That's
Some people enjoy it more. I don't know. I want to make people
I
laugh.
enjoy other people's bombs more.
That I do.
You like that?
Other people bombing is wonderful.
To see a great comic, because that's more interesting to see a great comic handle bombing,
right?
Than to see a great comic just have a great set that you always get to see.
Does it make you feel better knowing like this is just a thing that happens?
Sometimes you're envious. You're like, "Whoa, this dude is handling it, or she is handling it so well."
Right.
Bonnie came
making
in.
it funny.
Bonnie McFarlane, very funny comic, came in last night, and she was just telling a story about bombing at a corporate, and she had just come from a corporate gig, and I could have listened for hours. I loved it. It was a true death story at a corporate event.
Who was just in here talking about bombing at corporates that we
Mark Norman.
Mark Norman, we couldn't get enough of those stories. Just bombing at corporate
When you
events.
perform for companies, will hire comedians, and they are terrible.
It's so bad.
Terrible shows.
It's got to be hard going into an audience like that's. No, they're not necessarily there to see you.
And they all know each other, and they all have their inside jokes and their private jokes. Oh, is that fucking terrible?
Yeah.
I had a bad corporate bomb a couple of years ago where it was a 3-day seminar, 8 hours a day. They're learning about real estate. No, they were learning about reverse mortgages.
Oh, so exciting stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they're all laughed out.
They were already.
So on the third day, they was like, there's all the these billboards with like, it says what the day's planned, and they said it's over at 6 p.m. and the gala, like final dinner dance thing starts at 8. So at 6 p.m., they're like, okay, well,
on the third day.
On the third day. They're like, well, we said that was it, but. And you can see people like getting up, getting ready to go, we have a surprise. We have a comedian. And they were so like, I can't believe you're
They should have
doing
done
this
you
to
at
us.
5.
Of course.
Yes, or not done. Not any, like it was so, and then after a bomb like
Plus,
that,
and
it was
absolutely,
a full hour.
And
too.
no offense to you at all, but it's not like it's Chris Rock, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
like to be like, we have a surprise.
Yeah.
I know you've been here for 3 days straight. It's
Yeah,
Dave Chappelle. It'd be like, oh, okay, that's.
Yeah, trust me, he's a comedian, and so bad in a full hour.
How long into the set were you like, oh no, this is going very poorly?
This is about it. The guy, they always give you suggestions too. They're like, you got to roast like Stewart or whatever. So at about 7 minutes, I went into Stewart, and people are like, why would you do that to Stewart?
Like literally, what he's saying makes me so happy. I could spend my Christmas vacation watching this.
You're so
Would you watch
alive.
the full? You don't even watch specials. Would you watch that full hour?
I would watch the full hour. I would want no distractions. I would love to watch Phil.
You wouldn't be distracted by the laughter. It was silent.
People are calling you. You're putting it to ignore.
But it was Mission Impossible because they didn't want anything. They had 3 hours or 3 days of this. They just wanted to get ready for their final thing.
And then they kept them for an extra hour.
Yeah.
They wanted
Brutal.
to get the cocktail hour.
Exactly.
And now they got to listen.
Yeah, listen to me.
So by the end of it, it wasn't an all's well that ends well situation.
No, I went out. The gig, this is when you know a gig's bad, is I didn't even go out the exit. I just like came off stage and went through like, I went through a door where I'm like, absolutely alarm's going to go off.
Yeah, there's
like,
a door and I'm going through
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. I'm out like by like the dumpsters behind the hotel, like just like getting the hell out of
Humiliating.
it. Yeah.
Because you don't want to see the audience after.
No,
it.
ever again.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, and they're not going to book you again. So chances are you're not going to see them again. But yeah, it's bad.
That's
You're
awesome.
public speaker. You're doing, what are you doing? I saw some footage you sent telling your wife you were going to be late. You were on stage.
Yes. That was a corporate event in Las Vegas. We were out there for that. And she just flew in, and I was in front of like 5,000 people.
What was it? Were you talking about? What were you talking about?
Yeah, they're entrepreneurs, so I was just kind of talking about our success as a team and our traits and how those traits of success are applicable to everything you do. And like the key is be nice to your team because no one's in it alone. And if we all get along together, we get along. And then I just got into some emotion, how to deal with emotion when you're making decisions, how to try to keep a never quit attitude no matter how bad it gets because you're not having not having a bad life, having a bad day. And I like to throw there's some stupid Navy SEAL jokes in there that they seem to get a good laugh out of. But that was it. But she just flew in and they kept me like an extra hour on stage. So I was just sending my wife a picture because she flew in, she's in the room, she's tired, and I had to convince her that I'm not down at the casino playing
Right.
craps. I'm still working. So that was it. Yeah, it was fun.
What do you? What are the other people that were on your team? What type of jobs do they end up with?
A lot of them got into private security. They
Yeah.
started a company that does a lot of corporate security, and they got some NFL contracts and pro sports. I mean, because you got to figure you get 22 guys in one company from SEAL Team 6. People are interested in what they have to do, and they're really good at it. It's not just.
It's tough
not,
to go back and work for your brother at McDonald's at that
Yeah,
point.
that's right. That was it. That was it. That was
You've
it.
accomplished enough.
Like I'd take him back.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's not just security details, but it's analysis, entry points, what to look for, cameras and shit.
Yeah.
It's got to be hard though, like to keep any type of interest when you're even if it's for an NFL player. After you've dealt with that, it's got to be hard to make that interesting.
Yeah,
in your
can
own
you imagine
mind.
somebody going to you and being like, "Look, this is a high risk situation. Okay, a lot of people are mad at this NFL player. And you're like, yeah, sounds really high risk.
Yeah, terrifying.
Yeah. Did you hear about the helicopter? That's just the beginning.
Yeah, that's how we got the fight started.
Yeah.
How much stuff, by the way, was left at the house when the helicopter? Because I know that
The Bin Laden house?
Yeah.
We left a lot of stuff there. We only had, we wanted to be there for 34 minutes. We were there for 47 minutes because there was so much shit, but we couldn't get everything. So we brought his body and then brought whatever we could find as far as computers and discs and media. We left a shit ton of opium there.
Was there a lot of opium?
Oh, yeah, I thought they were duffel bags. I thought they were vacuum sealed ribeyes. I thought they had steak. And I was like, this is actually raw opium.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. So I put as much as I could in my pockets. And
I guess you left it all there.
Yeah. Left it all there, all the other people there, and then took off. Yeah.
Were his wives left there too?
Yeah. All three of them were there. Two of them downstairs, one of them upstairs.
Is there a part of you that wishes that you had a picture of the body that you just had?
Yeah.
So you could just look at it. Not even to put it out, just so you could look
Just
at it.
have it, yeah. I wish I did. At the time, we were interested in getting intelligence on Al Qaeda, making sure it was Bin Laden, and I mean, I should have picked up the bullets that I shot him with. That'd be just cool to have those.
Yeah.
I didn't think of that. We're just thinking about how do we do this and how long can we be here and get out alive.
Yeah, you don't want to be looking for souvenirs when you're trying to get the fuck out. Yeah,
but I mean, if we had like a true ally in Pakistan and we could have stayed there for a week, it would have been great.
Can you imagine the additions to your box of mementos, Jim?
I mean, I literally, they would be like, what intelligence do you have? I would be like, none. I took the pictures off his wall. Just took weird shit.
That's his bedspread.
His bedspread. I would have taken weird stuff, his hat, Yeah, the shell casings.
Yeah.
That would have been cool to have those.
Jim, when he had us at his place, he has a big, because it's so funny because he's such like a pervert, but there's also so much about Jim that's wholesome. He literally, and this isn't for show, this wasn't as a goof, it was just, this is Jim in his natural state. He has a big giant Tupperware that he's got in his closet, and it just said on the side of it, mementos.
I have little mementos.
It's just,
little
it's
things.
just his little,
That's nice.
Just his little souvenir.
Yeah, things girls give you.
Or things from gigs, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was really sweet.
Yeah, cease and desist notices from both.
Sure.
But no, just like little notes you get and shit. Like I save everything.
Are you a souvenir guy, Phil?
Yeah, I save everything too. Yeah.
What kind of stuff?
I mean, I'd save like laminates from any comedy festival or like notes from girls or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have everything.
Yeah. It's bad. I have like a huge storage space in Vancouver that's like filled with stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But what is it though? Like we don't do anything with it. Like,
I don't know.
It'll never.
I mean, you know me. I save absolutely everything.
I have a coin collection. You get military guys give each other coins from their unit, and I've got I don't know how many thousands of them. And I'm always like, I'm going to make a nice thing out of this. No, I never have.
They're probably in a drawer, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're in a drawer.
Yeah, I've had military guys just when we did that brief thing we did in Iraq. Gave you their coins, and you can't throw them out. I don't want to throw them out.
And they're cool.
Yeah, they're nice. I just don't know what to do with them.
I absolutely like. No part of me when I see hoarders, no part of me goes like, oh, how could that person do that? I go, if thank God, I don't have that little gene that just takes me one step forward because I am one step away from just piling everything.
Thank God
up.
I saved Black Sabbath stuff and not my own shit in a dish.
Yeah. Like there is a part of me that goes like, yeah, it would be great to have several years of old newspapers stacked up. I think that's a good idea. You know what I mean?
I asked somebody who had old papers, I'm like, what are you going to do with them? She was crazy. And I'm like, what do you... And she was like, I don't know. I'm going to cut out article. Like there was a rhyme and a reason to it in the person's mind. I just don't fucking get it.
In my head, I go like, yeah, one day I'll be like, this was the front page all these years ago. And then you go to the New York Post website and go, do you want to see all the covers of all the newspapers? We post them all. Like you can see them anytime. You don't need to save them. They're all on the internet. But I mean, we talked about it, I think yesterday or earlier this week, you were annoying me again about the fact that I have boxes and boxes and boxes of VHS tapes. Still,
he
I know
has wrestling
exactly
VHS tapes.
Wrestling VHS.
Because as a tape trader in high school, when people had VHS.
TRAITOR.
Well, we have Boston Celtics Lakers games from the '80s recorded.
Yeah,
and then Cheers, Family Ties, and The Cosby Show.
That's incredible. See, and there's
the Cosby one probably won't air.
Yeah,
You might want to keep your DVDs on that.
That one went sideways. I don't even know where to find a VHS anymore. Do you have one at the radio station?
No, we don't. I know that I've got one in my garage.
I got a VCR in my house.
I
You guys
have
need to
one
come
just
over
for
and
old,
let me
old
know.
tapes for stuff like that. I keep one, but you
But
never.
then there's
gonna
always
use
like
them.
little things. Like once every 10 years, somebody comes up with a reason, and that's enough to keep you going. We had the guy who did Dick Ebersol's kid was in here, Charlie Ebersol, and he did the 30 for 30 on the XFL.
Oh yeah,
and he goes, yeah. We had all the footage of the games, obviously, but we didn't have any of the commercials for the XFL because those would just air on TV. They didn't save any of those. And I was like, I recorded every XFL game.
Are you serious?
I have them all on VHS.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, I wish I had known. I could have used some of those commercials.
So basically, what you're
And
saying is it wasn't helpful.
he was just he was just saying in passing, like he probably wouldn't have used them anyway. But I was like, the fact that potentially that could have been helpful leads me to believe, well, I better hold on to those XFL VHS tapes.
Yeah, you're
You
on
know?
something.
Yeah, I'm onto something.
I'm pretty sure our mother rewatches Dr. Phil recordings on VHS still. I think she does.
She really does. What's her
Yeah,
favorite one?
I don't know.
Does she know it's on every day on a TV?
Yeah,
New ones?
it's a brand new one. No, I'm serious. She records them and watches them.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Old ones she'll go back and watch?
Yeah. It's one she's seen before. She
likes to revisit dysfunction.
She makes her own best of tapes.
She knows he's the father. Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, you guys seem fairly normal and functional as brothers. You seem like, you don't seem unhealthy at all.
Why do you expect them to be? Why do you expect siblings
just
to
he
be
said
unhealthy?
dysfunction to Dr.
Oh.
Phil.
Oh,
and
I
like a lot of times that's people.
Oh no,
I see.
we're like everyone. We have the crazy aunt at the Thanksgiving dinner, like every other family. Yeah,
Do you ever get tired of it though? Like when you're out and you're with well, not just with the immediate family, but when you're out with distant relatives, whatever, and you know they want to ask you about what happened. I mean, do you ever get tired of it? Like I know it's great.
I know
but
my wife does. She's
of
she's
course.
over here hearing the damn story.
She is.
Yeah. When I go home, I really don't get it that much. People there are pretty respectful. They don't bug me there. But yeah, I mean, I get the same questions every day in airports. Every day, same questions, and it's fine. And
What's the most common?
Have you thought about your security?
No, never occurred to me.
Never. Thanks for bringing it up.
You're right.
Why you packing?
Yeah, my years as a Navy SEAL, they didn't train me for
not
anything
at
like
all.
that. I hadn't
No.
even considered
People have been good though. In person, at airports and stuff. I run into people, and it's always fun.
Is there anything worse at an airport than somebody coming up to you and going like, oh, Robert O'Neill, just real quick, and they ask you a question that requires a 2-hour answer?
Yes. The two lies I hear every day are real quick and one more. because in airports, if people see people taking selfies, even if they don't know who I am, they'll want one. So the line, like if line will start. Hey, real quick. It's like, real quick for you. I'm going to miss my plane. Look, you just started here.
Or like somebody stands next to you and they're like, oh, can I get one too? By the way, who are you?
Yeah,
As they got their hand on your back.
happens, yeah.
I've had that too after my shows.
I say, who are you?
Yeah. Or, yeah. Do I know you from somewhere?
Yeah,
Apparently you don't.
No, the one.
Like, I
love, are you who I think you are? And I always have to say, well, that depends on who you think I am.
Yeah, Denzel Washington,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
Nailed it.
I mean, I guess, but there's so much goodwill, like Buzz Aldrin. Like Buzz Aldrin will be loved forever because he's of what he did. You know,
And he'll still be an ornery bastard.
well,
Though.
Buzz is a bit cranky. Have you met Buzz?
I've not.
Oh yeah, bad cranky. I mean, again, but I've interviewed him a few times. We haven't. I would never be rude to him though because he's
No,
Buzz Aldrin.
that's so
and
cool, yeah.
He would really have to be horrible for me to be rude to him.
But you know what? It's still hilarious when Ali G called him Buzz Lightyear.
That's great.
Well, I can't believe people will go to Buzz Aldrin and do they'll dispute the moon landing.
I know, right?
Buzz
To Buzz
effing
Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Well, I mean, yeah, but people will go to you and dispute the Bin Laden.
They won't do it in front of me.
Right. Well,
The Twitter, the right wingers will say that there's no way we did it if there's no picture.
Right. But they won't do it in front of you because
Well, they said, why'd you dump the body? I'm like, well, it wasn't my idea. I wanted to hang it from the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah. I know why they did it. So there's no location to go to.
Right.
But see, that's bullshit because I mean, I'm not disputing that we didn't do it. Right.
oh no, I don't know, man.
What side am I on here? I'm a conspiracy theorist. No, but in that brand of Sunni Islam, you can't worship a false idol. That's why they don't draw Muhammad, because you're not worshiping Muhammad, you're worshiping Allah. So worshiping a Bin Laden, that would be a false idol.
But you couldn't. So you couldn't go to his place where his body was destroyed and worship that place. That would be a false idol.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they should just release the damn pictures.
Right.
I don't know why they won't.
I don't know.
Especially now.
I know.
There are photographs?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
A bunch of them.
Wow.
I got a picture with I'm holding his head together with my hands. My hands are in the picture.
I mean, what a photo, Jim. You talk about wanting photos with
I've gotten
celebrities.
some good
What a
photos.
photo.
Yeah, I thought Pacino was a good one.
Yeah.
Bin Laden's broken head in my hands would be a great photo.
Yeah, you tell me this.
Yeah,
Jim has a photo of De Niro spanking him. I think that your photo just got beat.
But we don't have it. They won't release it. It's in a desk. It's in a drawer. These
What do you
pictures
mean?
are in a drawer.
Like
That's
printouts
CIA,
of them?
yeah.
They're not digital?
No, they're digital. Yeah, I'm sure
Oh,
they printed them out.
like
but they're,
put on
they're
like
just
a
there.
USB stick?
Eventually, someone's going to need to get reelected, and they'll release them for some reason. I don't know. But they're
I
there.
can't wait.
I mean, the conspiracies are already out. You know that it never happened.
It's so
And by the way, even if they release photos, it wouldn't stop the conspiracy.
Hey, where do you think? I want to say Al-Zawahiri. Where do you think he is?
Okay, out of Pakistan.
He is.
Yeah, in the city.
Hey, do you think there's aliens?
Yes.
Look at you, Troy. You got another one.
But do you think they come here?
I don't know. It looks like they have footage of some. The Navy released them.
So now, don't you, as a guy with the clearance you've had, can't you find a way to get that information?
Well, possibly, but they make you sign some things. I didn't say everything, and I'm not allowed to speculate. So it's funny.
You can't speculate.
Nope, and I can't even say that I was at something that rhymes with Maria Mifty Munn.
Whoa! That's awesome.
Yep.
I like that you can't you can't speculate because you have more information than the average
Well, I
person to
think
base your
I think
speculation
the problem
on.
would be you'd think you saw something you didn't and then say it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense.
It was. I mean,
That makes sense.
So people who go to that facility are not even allowed to say that they were at that facility.
What, Shmaria Schmifty Schmun?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it.
Has there been anything you wanted to see since you came home that you were denied access to?
no. It's. I mean. No, I mean, it's refreshing to know that there's really, really smart people inventing stuff that's going to help us, and just keep our military strong.
Imagine getting to see the Lincoln bedroom and Shmaria Schmifty Schmun. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, look, if you guys want to hear everything there is to hear about Robert O'Neill and his journey and everything, get the book. That way you won't have to stop him in an airport when you see him.
And it's signed.
It's called The Operator. You can get signed copies for only $45. They're at robertjoneil.com. That's O'Neill with 2 L's, robertjoneil.com. You get a signed copy of The Operator. You get one for yourself. You give one to a loved one for Christmas. Tommy will send it out. You'll sign them too if they want, right?
If they put that in the comments, you're going to sign.
Absolutely, yeah.
And of course, Phil Hanley. I mean, I call you the perfect comedian for the holidays.
Yeah, that's a lot of people call me that.
Yeah, and especially if you're in either New Brunswick or Burlington, because this weekend, tomorrow, all the way through Sunday, you can see the incomparable Phil Hanley at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick, and then December 27th and 28th at the Vermont Comedy in Burlington. Real quick, before we go.
Yes, Who Kid is just...
Who Kid just walked in. Now, Who Kid, you look very suspicious in your bandana and everything. I want you to know the room you've walked into. This is our comedian friend, Phil Hanley, and this is our other friend, Robert O'Neill. He shot Osama bin Laden.
Both important people.
So
Get the fuck about it.
I would be, yeah.
What?
So welcome. This is. I figured you could probably guess the guy in the Grateful Dead hoodie is the comedian. You never know. You never know. and the dude with the front towards enemy weapon T-shirt. That's Robert O'Neill.
And that's his brother Tommy.
And that's Tommy O'Neill.
That's some the tar nigga killers, huh?
Okay.
I like
That's
these
something.
guys, man.
Who Kid, I'm glad nothing's changed since we last heard from
And
you.
it's funny, Sam was just saying that.
Who Kid, and I should tell you, Robert.
Yep.
Who Kid tries to trick people by giving them N-word passes. They don't exist. There's no such pass. He tricks white people into saying it, but there is no such pass.
That is not a gray area for me. Don't even worry about it.
Do not let him trick you. Tommy, same for you. All
right.
No pass.
I
Just
know,
remember.
but I got to be honest. He's gotten me 74 times.
Well, it's amazing though because every time I go to Dubai, they call each other that. So why?
Well, let them do that. Then. You know what I mean? That's not. You're not in Dubai right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
We're in America.
I just saw a
We're in
video,
America.
by the way, of is it Emirates Air? No, it's the other one that has the suite on the plane. They're called the Residence.
The one we were talking with.
Etihad.
We were talking with Russell Peters about.
I
it,
just
right?
saw some YouTube
Oh,
guy.
yes.
Yeah, he did a video, like a 7-minute video, being in the residence on the plane. It's got a bathroom, a bedroom, it's like a living room.
Who could do the warlords that fly you places? Do they fly you first?
No, I've been on there with 50 Cent. It's all I think it's all first class flight, and then everyone has their own stewardess, and you have like a big flat screen. They give you like pajamas, crazy hummus. There's hummus everywhere.
Hummus everywhere.
But do you fly? Could you fly at least business class?
I fly business class because I'm a lazy nigga. I gotta relax. It's like a 20-hour flight, right?
Yeah.
It's 14 hours to Dubai.
I see.
You can't be sitting up watching fucking Scarface and Godfather 3,
It's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much, man.
I see.
Fuck out of here, you know
Right,
what
no,
I'm
that
saying?
makes sense.
Scorsese, you gotta rep my nigga, man, you know what I'm saying?
I guess so. I guess I do. Yeah, I think I do. I think I do know
You
what
really
you're saying.
killed Bin Laden? No, I thought that was like a conspiracy.
No, I haven't. We were just talking
about that.
Who kid? Robert O'Neill was just saying to us that he's not in possession of it anymore, but a photo exists somewhere of Robert O'Neill holding Osama bin Laden's head back together for the photo.
Yeah.
That happened.
So you're like Trump's homeboy. You're like Trump loves you.
Well, Trump wasn't president when he was shot.
Oh shit.
Obama was.
Yes. That's why it's conspiracy. A lot of people don't want to believe that President Obama made the call.
Yeah, because he said kill that motherfucker, and you took the shot.
That's
huh?
basically how it went down.
He called you specifically, right?
He called me specifically.
You had the Bluetooth in.
Yeah.
You're right.
Shoot that motherfucker.
Yeah, Barry, what do you want me to do? Shoot that motherfucker.
That was in Pakistan, right?
Yeah.
Where he got killed.
Yes,
Because
it was.
I was supposed to do a show in Pakistan.
Oh, so
I
it's like the same thing.
It was a private party for bin Laden. Got canceled.
It's like going to terrible corporate.
Did you get like free Abercrombie and Gap and
Abercrombie?
Because all the clothing bootlegs is in Pakistan.
Oh, they get like the like stuff that was cool in America like 5 years ago.
No, they have warehouses that
They have like Adidas.
I will say it is interesting when America is looked at as like a foreign culture. When I was in Amsterdam, everybody was walking around with Levi's t-shirts on as if it was like, yeah, look at me, Levi's, huh? And I was like, what you been to Times Square? Is that?
Yeah, but they love American stuff.
Yeah.
They love our clothes.
Yeah, Death to America, but how's that Coca-Cola?
Right. Yeah, the products they love. What was the show I saw on, before we go? It was about a hostage taking. I think Farrah Fawcett was in it. And she's like, but you hate America. It's like, American government we hate. The people we love. That was probably just some Hollywood fucking spin on what a terrorist is like.
Yeah,
What, with Farrah Fawcett in it? It wasn't a documentary?
What's that?
It wasn't a Farrah Fawcett documentary?
No, it was based on something about a plane that was taken over. I don't remember what happened.
I see.
That's all I know.
How come they don't do that no more? They used to kidnap Pan Am and all that shit back in the days.
It's a little more difficult.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. You know what happened? There was
Pan Am
this-
went out of business.
Yeah, 9/11.
Yeah.
There's a 9/11 thing that happened, and
Oh, I
now they
forgot
take.
about
Yeah, you forgot about 9/11.
Yes.
They say never forget.
But it's
Okay,
faster
that's
to get on a
the-
plane now than it was before. With all the advancements in computers
Technology,
and stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually less time to check in now than it was in 1995.
Yeah.
All right, listen, it was good seeing you again, Rob, and nice
Thanks
meeting you,
for having
Tommy.
me.
Of course. And,
Yeah.
Can
Phil,
I
of
give him a
course.
toy for killing Bin Laden, for killing that nigga?
Yes, you can. Would you like a toy for killing
This is my toy.
that person? Okay, who kid's got
that's
his own
cool.
toy?
Merry fucking Christmas.
Thank
Don't-
you. Thank you.
Don't open it though. You can put it on eBay. It'll be worth $600 by Saturday.
What is it?
It's called Janky.
It's my collabo toy with Super Plastic. So I got something for you guys.
So
too.
why not open it?
Because it would decrease in value.
Yeah.
Oh, it's actually going to be worth money?
So it's $30 on the website, but if you don't open it and you put it on eBay, it's $600. I got you guys some too, so I can make some extra money.
It's limited, right?
Yeah, and I got some of your loser fans out there that tune in if they want. I got 5 to give away if y'all want.
Okay, we'll give them to us, and we'll give them away tomorrow.
Yeah, on eBay.
Yeah, we'll give you the eBay address. So you get. So who kid's got his toy? Where can they get the toys?
Yeah.
Superplastic.co.
Superplastic.co. Phil, Stress Factory, and Vermont Comedy Club this month. And and I just got a text. It wasn't out yesterday, but it is out today. Rich Voss.
Yes.
When I Saw Hamilton, the new album. It's on iTunes. If you didn't pre-order it yesterday, get it right now. He said he's taking more pills in envelopes. He needs people to please buy his album.
All right, yeah, so support Rich Voss.
Support Rich Voss, and we will see you. Don't forget tomorrow. Hope everybody's ready for the big Secret Santa gift exchange.
Yeah, it's
the
our
annual
last show.
Jim and Sam gift exchange goes down tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Thanks
Good
for
to
having
see
me.
you.
later.
Good to see you
Yeah.
guys.
See ya.